Jay, just like
What?
since I scroll by our OCWFED TV channel so often, like TV
Yeah.
clips and stuff.
You're live, by the way, I think.
There's something inside me that makes me very happy to like. You scroll and you see like 2 rows of Turmoil, 2 rows of Riot, and then you get to like a big pay-per-view like Summercide or Lucian, and it's literally like 4 to 6 lines of like just nothing but heat. It's good stuff, man. Keep up the good work.
Oh God, hold up. So I'm a testing level. I wonder if anyone's fucking here. It's different now. Before people be in the fucking in whatever, but who the fuck knows? Maybe everyone fucking left. But
well, they think the show starts at 30:45 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, I should change that. I should change that immediately right now. This is wow.
Can you hear me right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I've got you.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Frenchy.
Talking.
Pretty sure we ran this exact 5.
I think we did. No, it was in July. But you can see what time thing.
Why did you put ish in quotation?
Cause it's talking shit, but it's talking ish. That's my my naming of it.
We gotta lower the font size.
I do have. I'm doing that
like 12
right now. It's okay. I got it. I'm a professional.
Maybe 12.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Let's.
okay.
If it's perfect.
Okay.
If it's perfect. Okay.
Let him go.
So, hopefully, I didn't mess up the recording. I don't think I did. Usually, I don't know if there's duplicate audio. If there is, I'm sure people will let us know. But Talking Ish Post Show Podcast, we have with us the team of Colin, Locke, Maxx Edwards. You don't have to say. You don't have to confirm that you're here like school. Fucking Quartz, aka Jake Allen, government name, and Russ Cohle. Wow. All right. I thought and myself, JCS. You know, it's funny. Nobody knows who I am, which is great. They just say OCWFED. No one knows my name is fucking Jay, but it is what it is. Okay. So basically, post-show podcast, we just kind of recap what happened on the pay-per-view. A lot of shit happened, and that's pretty much it. So I guess we'll kick things off while I try to equalize audio tracks and everything. We'll kick things off with, do you want to do segments as well, or just straight to the matches, or what? Because I kind of think we had a metric ton of segments.
The segments were huge.
There's a lot of huge segments.
Were amazing.
Okay, so this is all. This is
a lot of good segments.
all I ask is that if I miss a segment, someone let me know so we can go back to it, basically.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot.
He's dumb.
Okay.
That wasn't on call for, but okay, fuck it, I'll allow it. Okay, so first things first, we have kicking things off, my hype video, which is versus Jake's hype video. Long story short, we'll keep it brief on that part. So Jake made a video. He said he wasn't going to do one, but I had this video in mind since someone on Twitter, I don't remember the name, I think it's DRG or whatever, they had a video for AEW and Forbidden Door, and I had that stuck in my head. So I tried to replicate that because I'm a fucking fraud and a hack to the best of my ability. I think I did okay, but my video is super slow. Jake's is super fast, so I thought that was a nice dichotomy. Long story short, videos suck. Enough of that. Jake's hype video was dope as per usual. Moving on, the first actual segment of the show was Aries returning. A very strange response in VP. I don't fucking know. But I dug it. I like the fact that he had his old theme music, and I'll just touch basically on that. Don't cough, buddy. Relax. So yeah, Aries had his old theme music, and basically talking about Spider and whatnot. And it's funny because everybody got worked, if you want to use that terminology, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in October. Spider's not bad, but he's not good. That he's called the worst of the best for a reason. So I kind of want Spider to get a W just so everyone could fucking cry. Because I like when people feel sad. It makes me happy, but I'll leave it at that. So the Aries segment, we'll take it in random order. Let's start with, we'll go with Colin, Max, Rust, then Jake. Go.
I'm Team Spider. No, I mean, I won't harp on it too long because I've said it fucking loads of times in comment sections and whatever. For me, the whole kind of work shoot thing, it's coming off a bit. It's a prank, bro. I don't think it's making anything better. I think it's making a few things worse. I'm not sold.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see what it turns into, but I feel like I've seen it. I feel like I've seen this storyline, if it is a storyline, have a few casualties that I'm not as on board with as I'd like to be for a story.
Okay.
But hey, it's Spider, and Spider's doing some great stuff with Wrestling Club at the moment, so I'll follow it for that aspect at the very least.
Fair point, Maxie.
I think in terms of like the work shoot aspect, I think both these people have like been here long enough to like be able to just do a storyline and just do it properly. Um, obviously, this followed up off the segment on Turmoil, and I think the challenge was good. That's
First of all, fuck you. You haven't even been here for like fucking 4 years. You can say you guys should know better. The balls on Maxx. Rusty,
I respect it. I respect it.
What a dick. Your thoughts, Rusty?
Yeah, I think at the start of the segment, everybody had a laugh because of, I think it was because of Aries' look. Like
hey.
he looks young and everything, he looks different, and then there's that joke that he looks different every time he comes back into TV, so that's that. But otherwise, it was not really necessary. Like, I mean, service purpose, but I think it was more like a TV thing. I know they had the contract signing, but we didn't get that. It's just that it's okay to start with that, but I think we should have started with straight up to a match directly, and then maybe the segment, just
It's
TV purposes.
It's funny you said that. Is fucking Jake just gifting people anything? Okay, well, thanks, Jake. I'm thanking other people, but it's funny that you mentioned the whole starting with the match off first. I thought about that too, but I just kind of wanted to do something different, I guess, for a change. It might be a nice change of pace. No, it's good because when Jake knows that when it comes to booking a card, I'm super. I do way too much thinking that needs to be required for the amount of thinking that does for a stupid EFED, but I digress. Jake, your thoughts while you're gifting out subs, because I guess you're super happy and juiced. Go for it, buddy.
Congratulations on your sub. You should have already been subbed, you fucking marks. God. All right. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that I think I mentioned this. I don't remember where I said it, but I said that Lou Aries did a fucking phenomenal job. I think it was after last week when he did that shoot promo in the ring, calling this whole segment out, that he did a great job of recognizing what the perception of him was at the beginning and taking that and like utilizing it into a storyline element, which is always fun when you do it the right way. And I think this time it did it. As far as starting the show and ending the show, we had like the 2 segments, plus the pyro, plus Jay's intro, plus all of the other, like the TA-14 stuff. It didn't last super long, so I was okay with it. And it didn't, importantly for me, it didn't have any like physical confrontation. So I felt it would have been like, oh, okay, so we built up and this is how we're going to start the show if they like fought. But because that we're building towards something further and the blow off wasn't at Summercide, I think it was okay. I wasn't too upset about it. Plus, I mean, I love Spider's character. There's no question about that. And Aries, even though he repeated himself multiple times, good job on the editing, pal. He mentioned so many great things about what the GOAT Academy has done, and like he put over all the GOAT Academy people. It covered all its bases. I think it did a very good job. And my gifts are still coming up on the stream here. I only do these things for the vanity, so I'm going to just sit back and watch this.
No, they're still fucking going. That's kind of crazy, but I guess thank you. Must have been a good trip to fucking California. So now we have the hype package for the North American Championship and the North American Championship. Let's try to, I don't know how we want to encompass it. The hype package, I dug. Fucking, I guess it was done at the 5th hour, I do believe, because it came in late. A lot of people came in late on the last, so fuck you, but good work nonetheless. So let's go in a different order. Let's go with, we'll take it back in snake style. We'll go with Jake, Russ, Maxx, Colin. You can bring in both the hype video and the actual match. You do both. Go ahead.
Well, this pay-per-view had a lot of hype packages, which I'm a big, huge fan of, as I've said on every post-show pod after. So let's just run both at the same time when we're covering these. So we'll start the hype package. So good with this. I mean, it encapsulated it. It went back far, far, far. I know Jay is gonna critique the HUD thing, and I mean, when I edit videos, clearly I edit the HUD out, but I don't think it takes that much away from me. It's not that big of a deal. The history was what was more important. I don't know. The vibe of it didn't fit, I guess, what my brain was expecting, and that's not the video's fault. That's just what my brain had considered this matchup. It was the big asshole El Parka, who's been sitting on top of his mountain since he met Christian Garcia. Garcia, who's broken out on his own, and it just kind of felt like a 1-to-1 kind of deal, which is okay. It was still very good. I appreciate that. And then the match itself, I thought was a great way to kick off the show. Even before we saw the match, I told Jay that, we got to start with a hot title match. And I said it on commentary, this is one of the longest running rivalries in OCW. These two motherfuckers have been going at each other since DDE was a thing back in the Dane Xavier days. And the way that the whole universe has expanded and where each of these guys are right now is kind of crazy. I really wanted Garcia to win.
Yeah,
I am not sure. The future is very questionable with El Parka with the North American Championship, but that could also be a good thing because he could branch it into some further cool things. But the match was good. I'd probably give it like 2.5 stars. Obviously the hype package elevates it, but it was a very good way to start the show, and both characters did what you would expect their characters to do.
Yeah, Rusty.
Damn. For once, I completely agree with Jake.
Hey.
On every point, almost. I'm gonna get out of my way just to not give it to a 2.5. You give, right? So I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. You know what? Because I enjoyed it as an opener, and we talked about match placement on the card and everything, and I think it was a great opener. Just the perfect placement for this match. The only nitpick that I have with this match that I enjoyed overall is the last 2 minutes, maybe. It was very competitive, and it stopped being competitive in the last 2 minutes. It happens, the
How
game
so?
is that way. It seems like CG stopped working, stopped, being competitive in the last 2 minutes, and Parker overly, overshadow him, and the finish fell a bit flat because the springboard thing is a move pretty
right.
common. It's a pretty common move, not pretty common, but you see it often in 2K22 at least, and and nobody in the VP and everybody was like, okay, that's the finish. It happens. It's sudden death, and I have no complaints about it. It's just a bit flat. I was hoping CG would win too, because I wanted to see a longer maybe first reign and everything, and Parker already had few reigns with few different titles and everything, so CG's fresh. He has a good mind about the OCW and everything, so it is what it is. Maybe they're gonna run it back. I'm not into
They're
the
not
story
running it back
completely. No, it's okay if they're not running back. I don't like.
We don't need spoilers, Jay.
Oh, it's not.
Whether you like it or not, when you say stuff like that,
I'm sorry.
It has weight.
Does it? I thought no one listens to me. I'm sorry. I'm not making a negative. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
That's
Rusty.
not true.
I apologize.
That's not true. Sorry, Rust. I'm sorry.
So no, it's okay. So that is for the match and for the promo packages. I'm a big fan of promo packages. I know the last part we did was for Resolution and had nitpicks about certain packages. On this show overall, I'm gonna talk about it right now. It's okay. I love every packages, even yours, Jay.
Oh.
No, now it's packages. And
you like my
No,
package?
yeah. Oh, I sure do. And no, it was it was a great opener. I think it was a good opener, and I gotta reserve stuff for the rest of the show. Go ahead.
Okay, I guess it's Max and Colin, then we can move on to the next segment, which I honestly don't remember. I'm trying really hard. There was literally we had 37 fucking videos.
I got the list up.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you command the list, and we can try to keep this going as quickly as possible. Maxie, you're up, buddy.
I think when you saw the match on the card, I think everybody, if you know the two people, I think we know exactly what we're gonna get. We're like just hard hitting, competitive action. I agree with Jake when it comes to the hype package. We're like, I think the hype package fit the match and like their in-ring style more than it fit the story they were trying to tell. It was very like upbeat hard rock and just like 100 miles an hour kind of hype package, and like that's fine. But I think the story had a bit more like weight to it. But I think it fit the match perfectly. As for like who won and who lost, I think whoever lost this match had more opportunity, because I think with Parker lost, he could have done whatever he wanted with Reese. And now that Garcia lost, he's basically like a free bird, and we don't know where. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to worry about having the title. He can move up, down, left, right, join a tag team, do whatever. So it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah, no, I actually really agree with that last part. I'm not gonna lie, this match actually had me worried, because I thought when a mixture of seeing this match and seeing it all unfold and seeing it got like the first place in the card, there was a big part of my brain that was going, Parker is going to spend 4 minutes pulling CG's arm off, and we will see the match end just in absolute seconds, and we'll all be like, what are we even watching? Why are we even alive? But no, man, CG stayed in the game. The match was competitive until the end. The game's going to be the game. I wish the game had a bit more of a kind of like rubber banding thing that would allow you to stay in it, rather than it be like, hey, second stun, you're dead. But all in all, yeah. Oh no, what are you thinking?
No, don't enable him. Just go ahead. He's taking everything what you're saying out of context. Just go ahead. It's an inside thing, Colin.
All right, okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, the match was a good time. It's like Max said, it's a lot faster than I suppose the storyline implied. But the storyline's always kind of been, Christian Garcia, trying to rise on his own, and El Parker kind of trying to prove that he's as good as he says. And a part of that, even though Parker's kind of got more methodical and more focused on arms since he was back in his face days, he's still fast, he's still athletic, and he's still kind of that flashy competitor. So I didn't mind it. It was a good way of getting the story through. Hype package fit, and I like the voice acting. But yeah, I agree. I think CG now has a lot more opportunities. I don't know what Parker's going to do with that belt, but we'll see. I mean, that's what the future's for. There are loads of chances. I mean, it could go well, could go bad. I'm optimistic. But my eyes are on CG at the moment, because that character now could go anywhere and make loads of little turns and do some really interesting stuff, which I feel can get lost when you're stuck with the title sometimes. So it'd be cool to see, him come back without it and see what goes on.
Did we let everybody talk? I feel like there was one. Max? Okay, all right. Just making sure. All right. I sent you the full list of videos, so if you want to go off that, check your Discord PMs. Yeah. So the next one would be Marissa and John Uncensored. I don't think so. Go ahead. Oh, I see. All right, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
Wait. The audio is gone. Hold on.
Oh,
okay. I think it was. I think
you
what
fucking
happened.
blew it.
Yeah, no, I did blow
no.
it. Well, I was silent for a second. I'm sorry.
Listening.
TLDR.
Oh,
I had to do. I had to do
wait,
the thing.
it's just you.
That was just me.
I can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just you. I can hear me. So it was just you. They said the audio was gone because you were talking for a long extended time and they couldn't hear you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Long story short, Colin, you take it away. Fuck me.
I love this story. It's sort of like kind of the trashy reality TV
go ahead.
angle, and I'm. Oh, are we
Yeah,
in?
no, you're good.
Yeah,
no.
no, they can hear us. They just can't hear Jay.
No,
All
they can hear me now too. You're fine. Go ahead, Colin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I love this storyline. I think this has been one of my favorite storylines of the last few months, honestly. I don't know why, because it is at its core just Nate and John repeatedly beating each other up in various situations. But no, I love it. I don't want it to end. I might be in a minority, but I'm going to be voting for this for the OCW awards. It's exactly my taste. And that's all I've got to say. Loved it.
Okay, Max, you're up.
I presume that there are some words before the segment because it was quite literally just jumping into the deep end of what the fuck. We had just them in the shower,
Yeah, right. Cameras pan to the shower.
and I think what Colin was saying. I think I enjoy the parts of the feud where it's not just them beating each other up. I think I enjoy like the more, I guess, the more storytelling segments where it's like a wedding, or like a big reveal, or even if it's, John and Marissa breaking into Max's house to steal back the case.
Mm.
I think this segment didn't really. Assuming there's no words, this segment didn't really make sense. Even if you take into account the segment later in the night, it felt very like almost disconjointed to me.
You think so?
Yeah, it was like
Might be a little too much. Is basically what you're trying to say.
it wasn't even too much. They just didn't feel like connected. It was like that, Mac beats John up in the shower, and Marissa's just standing there naked watching.
Pixelated.
And then later, Marissa comes out by herself and then calls out Mac, and then John comes out, and then it's like, what? I feel like there was a little bit a lack of cohesion.
Fair enough. That's a fair point. Rusty.
Pretty much what Max said first when he heard. I was like, yo, what are they doing in a bathroom all of a sudden and everything? They had no context really to the video, so I was a little bit lost, but I understood quickly. But I felt like this VVO was like a way to show Marissa's tits more than the premise of the fight. And
Interesting.
I did appreciate it. It was just I have nitpicks for later on that show for the same storyline. I don't mind the storyline. I like it, to be honest. I like that storyline because it's been going for months and everything that happened and shit. But this one was okay, just out of context a bit. Just like I hope when I check the web show, there's a little bit of context with words. Would be nice. But other than that, it's just I feel like we saw both of them beat each other for 5 years almost. Like every week we see both of them just go at each other. So I don't mind that. It's just that I have some criticism for the later segment on the show, not this one. This one just for the context.
So before we go to Jake, my only concern is I've noticed a trend, and I've noticed a trend currently that segments are running longer. I don't want to have people to go back to 3 minutes, but I'm gonna have to go. We gotta lower it back a little bit, bring it back a little bit, because we got like that segment.
Exactly.
There's been a couple segments that have been 5+ minutes, and we don't. How do I explain this? You can do more with less, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that's the end. That's my point on that. So if I gotta reel it in, I gotta reel it in. But the thing is, matches are so short. It's kind of like, oh, all right, whatever. But this show had 37 videos, and it was still 3 hours and 10 minutes. That's it. Soak that in. Nobody can do that. Just accept that. I mean, not accept that, but just understand that. Jake, you're up.
Just quickly on the video thing, I think that there's a lot of factors to it. It's more nuanced than just look at the time, because there's a lot you can pack. There's a lot you can pack into it, and you and I have had this discussion many times, Jay. And like, there's sometimes where a 6-minute video will fucking land, and you're like, I want more. And there's sometimes where a 3-minute video will land, and you're like, that was way too much. So it's I think more about the content of what you're doing. If it's on my screen, then it needs to be beneficial. It needs to be impactful. If you just need to cut a promo, and there's really nothing else to go with it, then just do it in text. Because many of us, myself included, love reading the words because there's so much more room for imagination. There's so much room for like putting the universe together. But if you're just walking out to the ring, an entrance we've already seen, like if you don't have a new persona, a new entrance, if you don't have a new gimmick, or like nothing huge is happening, then just keep it to text, because then you don't have to make a whole video, which takes a ton of time, and you don't have to try and stifle your words, your actual promo text, to try and fit it under whatever preconceived time limit that you have. So just make sure that if you're going to make a video, that it's impactful and that it is as long as it needs to be. It's so hard to say, but just make sure it's in the back of your mind. Don't think that you have unlimited time. So I agree with Jay on that part.
It's funny you said that
regarding,
though about words. I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, just regarding the Marissa John thing, I don't think this video was needed. With the whole second part of it, the continuity and the cohesion is exactly the only complaints I had about it. It was entertaining. It was fun. The whole tits thing doesn't matter, because the whole gimmick here is that she always censors herself in like the moments where she shouldn't, and that pops me every time. It's very funny. This story, though, just to talk about this story, because it is going to be, you would think, coming to a head on Riot, which we don't actually know. It could be keep going further. It takes a lot of dedication and talent to run a story like this for as long as they have. These two have been fighting for almost 10 months now. This has been fucking insanity. The fact that they've been able to keep this going, and it did run its course at Lucian. We were like, we're done with this. Please move on, fight anybody else. And then that swerve they put in with the wedding really sucked me back in, and now I'm just right back into it like it was a brand new feud. I'm a big fan of it. I didn't think this video segment was necessary. The later one was way more impactful to me, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so I had a thought, but I lost my train of fucking thought. But long story, yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Anyway, the Harry etiquette package. My only gripe, and the order will be, well, let's do a random order this time. So the order will be, after me, we'll do Russ, Colin, Maxx, Jake. Fuck it, keep that in mind because I'll forget. So anyway, so I love this, but my thing is, when it comes to these videos, I know it's annoying, and I know it's sometimes difficult, especially with aspect ratios and all kinds of editing. Get rid of the HUD. It fucking ruins it. It ruins so many videos for me when I see that stupid HUD. It's not your fault. It's the game's fault, because they don't allow us to just whatever. But yeah, other than that whole package is actually really well fucking done. And I was just like, that's one of those things where you kind of introduce a character that was a fucking sick. Like, she's just fucking flipping and flying throughout the goddamn. That's a really well done fucking package. Other than those stupid HUDs, I would give it fucking 4 stars, but instead it gets 2. So I guess it was what, Colin, Maxx, Russ, Jake, or did I fuck that up?
Well, thankfully for you with your criticism, the handler of Harry Etiquette is not. I don't know that they're watching, so
I don't know, right? So I don't know. I forgot about the order I already gave out. That's why I was doing snake order. But
I think it was me after you.
Okay, so
me, Colin,
Russ, Colin, Maxx, Jake. Good. Rusty, you're up.
Yeah.
We're talking which one?
We're talking about the first. No, we're talking about the package where it's like, I'm done. Once someone defeats Furiosa, get ready.
Oh yeah. Actually, I have no complaint tonight about any of Harry, promos. I think it was, the skits with Harry are always funny.
Yeah.
It's just that I have pretty much nothing more to say about it. It's just I was entertained. It was okay. It had its place on the pay-per-view. Not, unlike some of those video packages or promos or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Angles. This one had its place, and it explained a bit later on tonight why Harry not, cashing in or anything, a briefcase. So, just okay. I'm okay with that.
I love your
no complaints
indifference. Okay.
No, it's not indifferent. I have no complaints. It's not indifferent. It's just I have no complaints about it. So,
Yeah. All right. Colin, you're up. It's Colin, right? Colin's next.
Yeah.
Okay, Colin, you're up. It's your own video. I don't know why you should be talking about it, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah, it's just me kind of reminding everyone the terms of Harry's cashing. You got to keep it fresh, otherwise it's going to be like, months in the future because Harvey's not losing any belt ever. It's going to be like next solution. It's like, why is Harry out? I don't get this. And so I've literally just got to be like, okay, it's coming. It's coming, guys. Hopefully. But yeah, that's kind of the point of it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun to put together.
It's fucking really well done other than the stupid ass HUDs. Maxie.
I think, was it Rust? I think Rust. No, it wasn't. It was. Nobody said it. I think this video was perfect. When it comes to like just staying relevant and like keeping eyes, keeping interest, even when you're not like on the card or not working a specific program. The HUD criticism, it's whatever to me. One thing that I guess I didn't, the idea of waiting for someone to take the belt off Furiosa doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Both like just what we know about Harry and Furiosa. Because I feel like Harry is already beaten Furiosa.
Yeah.
So not only should she not be scared of her, but it's like, even if she was scared of her, Harry's the type of person, I feel like, to just run into a brick wall and bonk herself in the head and lose the briefcase. So I don't know why she's waiting.
Cause she learned.
Because she's a champion.
Cause she learned now. Now she has the briefcase, and now she's the champion with the briefcase. So that she's like, I don't want that smoke. So as soon as somebody else takes it from her, she gonna come on in. I find it hilarious because Harry's like, yeah, fuck that. That's great. Everyone's like, I'm gonna go after the champion. Harry's like, nah, I'll wait.
Yeah.
It's like
I've already done it.
Yeah. She's an idiot, delightful idiot. That's my opinion. Who the fuck is next? Is it Jake?
Yeah, I think the positioning of the package was perfect because when you're not booked on the card, your job is to remain in the spotlight. You have to show that you have presence. You wonder why WWE repeats stuff over and over and over. This is fucking why. Because you got to remember shit. And when the Money in the Bank winner, or in our case, the future investment winner, is not booked on the show, you would expect like her aura just to be there, be around the show. The placement of this package was so perfect, and we'll talk about what happens later here, but this happening so earlier in the show when you know that later on the women's title is going to be on the line was great. I have no qualms about the video itself. I don't give a shit about the HUD, honestly. Like Max said, I am a video editor who can edit it out, and I'm okay with the quality loss that comes with that, because what I do is I'll just fucking I'll Kevin Dunn it, and I'll throw the camera in 100 directions so you can't even tell that the quality's lower. But if other people don't do that, that's okay by me, because I'm watching the HUD anyway, and if I see a flashback of what I already saw, that resonates with me just the same as it would if there was no HUD. So I don't care about that. The placement of this was great, so excellent job, Jay. We'll talk about Hari's adventures a little bit later, but this is what people who are not on the show should strive to do. Continue to have your presence no matter what.
Okay, so that being said, speaking of presence, so Scotty submitted 8-second videos, and I said I won't put them on YouTube, but I'll use them on the fucking web show. So shout out to Scotty for those. Didn't hate it. And then Sammy came in late as fuck, and I said, fuck it, since I was running late anyway, I put him in anyway, so it worked out. So speaking of, we have Colin versus Mugen. All I would say about this is I liked it, but I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see any Mugen Nation. That's the first thing. Second thing is I kind of like the tribute that Colin decided to just become Drago of 2022 and murder Mugen, so I guess that holds up. Semi-safe, mostly lethal. I guess we'll do what's the order? We'll do Max, Rust, Jake, then Colin, because Colin was in this actual match. So that's my thoughts on this. If I want to give it a rating, I'll give it a 2.5 or 3. I'm very stringent with my ratings to begin with, so I guess 3 is average. I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I was upset that Mugen didn't get much of Mugen's offense in. But hey, when it's player versus player, you got to be fucking good. This motherfucker ain't practicing. When you ain't practicing, you fight a killer, you get killed. That's what happens. Rusty, you're up, my little baguette.
Okay, that's my turn. I love that match. I think it's a bit harsh to no, for real. It's a bit harsh to put it at 2.5. I think.
I'm very harsh.
Everybody had an opinion. Yeah, I know. Usually I am, but for this one, no, because I was sports entertained. Really, I was sports entertained. It wasn't
really
wrestling. It was down from the entrance to the end to the end promo after the match and everything, I legit like stepped out of the comedy shadow from Colin.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even during the match, it was like a comedy thing and everything because Mugen match are always safe and comical. And the thing is, the end promo gave it a lot of
Context.
seriousness
Yeah.
to context and more layers to Colin. Reminding what he's been through, what he wants, and it was well done because when he's speaking, the text goes very fast, and you have this troubled camera, like he's out of breath and he's speaking very fast because he's thinking about a lot of things, but he has to get off his chest and everything. So that was pretty cool, I think, if it was intentional, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I'm on board with the call and the person. And for the match itself, I like I love safety first matches. It's just it's gonna be bonkers. It was bonkers. It got through the John Moxley arena and everything. So it's just we saw the blade job from Mugen. The cameraman didn't do his job properly.
I wish.
Behind.
Fuck.
We saw it, and no, it was cool. I will give it because I was entertained. It was not the best wrestling match ever, but I was entertained, so I would give it a 3.5. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Maxi?
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Russ.
0.5. I would give it a 3 or 2.5 if it didn't end the way it ended with the promo. But it made me invested. I was like, yeah, now I'm on board with Colin. I was always on board with Colin, but it was more like a comic relief on shows more than a serious thing. And now I want to see Colin, climb up the stairs and do something meaningful. So I was pretty happy about
Meaningful,
it.
ain't that a bitch, Max?
No, not meaningful. Oh my god.
No, I know what you mean. Don't worry.
No, you take offense to it. Be upset. Now make criticism and VPs on them. Go ahead, Max. You're up.
I agree with most of what Russ said.
I hate all this agreeing.
Obviously, the match wasn't like the most ultra competitive match, but I think they did a good job at not only making the story. Obviously, it's a given it was going to be entertaining, but then also the match pushed the game to its limits and did things that you wouldn't normally see in a match. Given the stipulation, going up to stage, all that. And I also like what Russ said, the little promo afterwards. Colin coming out, breathing heavy like Kenny Omega and talking to
Oh
the crowd.
God, yes.
Oh no, don't insult him.
It was amazing.
So before we go to Jay, the match was competitive, but Colin was on his shit basically. Like there was plenty of opportunity for Mugen to capitalize, but Colin was like, "Nah, B, I'm good." Like he was on point. You just that's what it is. So like I said, he did his best Drago impression. That's what made it happy for me. That's what made me excited.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh look, it's fucking Drago, just a fucking British Drago. Fantastic." Anyway, Jake,
Yeah,
your
but
thoughts?
sometimes you don't need it. You don't need it. Sorry for interrupting. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
This
It's
is gonna
fine.
be the last time.
Don't worry, you can
Sometimes
interrupt what
you
you want,
don't
Baguette.
No.
competitive to be, you don't need a match to be competitive to be to be entertaining. Sometimes a beatdown can be entertaining. Sometimes a one-sided action can be entertaining. Not every match needs to be a back and forth 4 out of 5. Tokyo Dome shit.
My
I mean-
God.
So this
I could
What?
tongue kiss you right now.
Oh,
Listen
don't
to
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
No. See, he comes back and now he's fucking getting in good graces. No, fuck
Listen
him.
to him.
Fuck
That's
him.
right.
Fuck him.
Oh,
No.
man.
What
No,
have
we
you
know.
done with Rust?
This
He's
this
speaking my language.
this conversation bores me. We're moving on, Jake.
No, please, because I'm just gonna continue what Russ Cole said.
God damn it.
This build was so fucking perfectly done with the whole nonsense between hot storage and P3. All of those segments were fucking bananas. Every review I've ever done, I always say I cannot review P3. You have to go read it. I want people to read those. Clearly, Colin has, and he latched on. I don't know how. I don't know how he got Mugen to accept a match with him, but man. It was so fun to see Mugen again. That entrance always gets me. The match that got me into OCW, Mugen, Cassidy Hayes, Chill Factor 2018, and just every time I see Mugen, I'm gonna pop. So the whole build did everything that it needed to do. Max already said pretty much everything that needs to be said about the characters and the match. And Russ Cole, Pierre said everything he needs to say about the match. This was a perfect example of storytelling without having a perfect match. Like, they didn't need to have a perfect match because him killing Mugen, climbing up, and then cutting that fucking fire promo, and then pointing to the ladder that they never used. Everything was so perfect. And this is not an example of them setting stuff up for them to use later. This is an example of them using what they had already set up organically. And that is all OCW has ever been to me, and it was pulled off perfectly. So looking forward to what Colin goes into next.
Is a weird fucking chatty thing I'm trying to deal with, but I will say that I can't even fucking. Oh, never mind. Cass banned them. Thank you, Cass. I don't know how to fucking go back to this thing right now, but what the fuck? All right, good. Cass banned them. Thank God. So yeah, I had a point on the Mugen thing. Oh, the Mugen card with Empress, thick Empress on it. That was a throwback to that was a throwback to RP, I think last year. That had the actual card, the golden card. So whoever caught that.
This year.
Was it this year? It might have been early this year, but I just remember that RP and nobody
Logan
catching
Paul
it.
didn't do it until Logan Paul didn't do it until April, so.
Not the Logan Paul thing, but the actual card itself. That card was used in the RP at the end of one of our shows, maybe last year or early this year. It was like a deep cut, so that fucking made me like, that gave me one of those fucking lore pops, like because I can barely remember anything now. So moving, Colin Mugen, it is what it is. I like it. I dug it. That's basically it. The fact that Rust and Jake are on the same page annoys the shit out of me, but what are you going to do? Moving right along, we have Samson Simpson and the Rex Saga. We're going to put 1 and 2 together. Samson late as fuck. And the order for this will be, we'll do opposite snake. Jake, Russ, Max, Colin. But for this, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say before because I didn't get to talk on the.
Oh, you did?
Mugen
I'm
thing.
so sorry.
No. Don't worry, man. I don't want to blow.
Order, Colin.
I don't want to blow smoke at my own ass. So I just want to say, like, when Jake said, I don't know how we'll convince. Mugen's everything that a legend in OCW should be. I literally just PM'd him saying, "I've got an idea. Do you want to build to a match?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've liked your stuff for a while." So I mean, that's the kind of attitude that I love. Yeah, I mean, some people get into their Saki shit and call up their own ass when they get a yellow name or get some gold or whatever. He's not that. He's been amazing to work with. I was terrified by the match because gimmick matches are they're janky as fuck in this game.
Well done.
They add a wild card that you can't predict.
Yeah, and you've got to kind of play with
it.
A
fucking table?
Yeah, like a back fist. That was just the luckiest thing. I was like, oh, I've accidentally done the storytelling.
You have to use that now, right?
The jogging afterwards was phenomenal. You're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna taunt.
Yeah, you know that from now, you moving forward, you've adopted the back fist at the very least.
Oh, I have, yeah, absolutely.
Good, fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
No, but that's all I got to say, man. Because I'm glad everyone loved the match. I'm glad everyone was into the promo. For me, I always think a big shame with wrestling is that people are like, oh, they're a comedy act. For me, if you look into the reality of wrestling, a comedy act should be kind of terrifying because you've got a dude literally laughing at you while he kills you. But that's the thing with if you go into a match with Colin, you're gonna get that extra grade where he goes, okay, now I'm gonna do this seriously,
and then get kicked in the taint.
Yeah, or you're alternatively gonna get your ass handed to you while he's just like, hey, sock puppets, am I right, guys? So there's so much more you can dig in with. So I fucking hate when people are just like, oh, it's just comedy. I'm serious. I'm like, I don't need to see dudes with brown hair and beards being good at wrestling. This is why I don't watch AEW.
We break so many of those stereotypes anyway because you can't fit. That's one the example Jay uses all the time is like the big demon, the Kane, the Fiend. That you can't do that as a rookie because you can't guarantee victory, and if you lose, like what are you at that point? And we also cannot fit into the opposite spectrum with comedy because when people are like, oh, it's a comedy gimmick, they're thinking fucking R-Truth, who just does backstage segments, and anytime he's even close to a match, he gets destroyed. I'm thinking of Johnny Swinger and Impact. But that's not the case here. We break molds in every single cliche that there is.
Spider's a comedy wrestler.
There is. He is, but he still wins things. So a comedy wrestler in OCW is so vastly different. So my whole point is like trying to apply real life stereotypes.
Some things work, not all.
In the king sport to OCW, which does not operate the same. it just doesn't work. So if people want to do that, then they're fucking idiots. And
I think some applies, but not all the rules
but
apply.
that's what makes the post-match promo so genius.
Yes.
Is that like even the casuals who may want to chalk that up and say like, well, he made me laugh that one time, so despite everything else I've seen that makes him a legitimate competitor, I'm gonna just laugh at him and not take him seriously. That was just a direct shift, because wrestling fans, all of us, we're fucking stupid. We need things told to us directly to our face.
Some of them, yes.
I have been made evidently aware of that over the last 4 years. So Colin's way to nuance, like, do it and have his fun, funny, entertaining match while also winning, while also using everything that was in the match, while also cutting a promo that directly transitioned him into a more serious wrestler. You can't ask for anything more than that. Wrestling, OCW, otherwise, doesn't matter. It's great stuff.
I actually like you got fired up and you got me fired up. So hope I didn't fuck anything up. So yeah, so Mike mentioned thing in the chat. He mentioned Fausto and Santino. Well, Guy Fausto's an actual OCW legend. That was quote unquote a comedy wrestler, but actually in the ring he was a fucking monster. Him, Nate, Leon used to go ham sandwiches, trilogy of matches. Fucking, I was a bad motherfucker, but he was also quote unquote a comedy wrestler. And then the funny thing about Guy Fawcett, just to quickly digress, Mike can remember this. OCW, you know, OCW's been different things in different years, but when you would have someone who would be, I guess, I don't want to use the word shady. I use the word shady, but in this current context, maybe I use the word meta or whatever, but whatever. Long story short, anyone who fit that mold, Guy Foster would make sure that he would comedically tap you out with a chin lock and then play music while he was doing it. It would be like this weird trumpet thing, and you would get tapped out, and people used to get so tight. Like, it used to be people who used to be like super long limbs in the old games. You know, they used to try to do every little thing to get the gray area advantage, and he would, if he didn't like you, you get a chin lock, and you get the and you get tapped out to a chin lock with the funny music, and we laugh at you. But I digress. So comedy ain't bad. It was fun. Oh man, that shit used to make people tight. It was amazing. Okay, so we got the Samson Rex segments. Yo, we have we got like kids.
A lot to go.
We have 18 people being beat up. We have Marissa half naked. We have fucking people wearing drawers. Sammy wearing drawers. Endurance test, latest submission, but Sammy does good work. I like the Sammy Rex saga. I don't know, it was good. It was really, I don't really know how to express it. It was really good, and the fact that he fucking sold Rex's horse shit for like a good 30 seconds. I don't know, man. Good shit. So we'll do Rust, Jake, Max, Colin. Keep that order in mind. Rust, you're up.
Wait, before Rust goes,
go ahead,
real
Max.
Quick.
I'm sorry.
Two things. I believe the M card was in April. And
okay, wait, this past April?
Yeah, this April.
Really?
At least that's the most recent appearance. I don't know if there was another appearance.
No, the actual card itself was on a P3 segment. We're gonna do deep lore, Max. Let's not do deep lore. So it was April,
and it was this April. And the second thing is put me to the end so I can use the bathroom.
Okay, we'll put you to the end. So Max, so we'll do Rust. Jake, Colin, then Max. So Rust, you're up. Sammy segment.
Okay. No, it's Rex and Samson. That was okay. That was pretty cool. I mean, I preferred the first one than the last one. I will get you to it when we get to it. But you know, it's just like
doing them all here.
Yeah, we're doing them all right now, but we're doing both together.
Oh, we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Jake's notes said. Jake gave me production notes.
Okay, so it gave me like harsher version of Rocky. You know, just like, you know. The drunker version of Rocky. It's just like, you know, Rex as we know him is a hard-hitting motherfucker who sniffs seats
and fat
and fat. And Samson has been a good example of his, you know, education, and being roughed out by Rex and putting the effort is quite cool. If we're judging both of the segments, I thought the second one was a bit long, but that's a recurring trend sometime in this show.
It wasn't. It was about minute 40.
Yeah, but it fell. The second one, it fell.
Minute 40.
You know, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know.
It's fair.
Maybe a minute 40 was a bit too long. I don't know. Maybe because of the placement. Because I saw maybe too many segments. before it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was a lot.
Because
It was a lot.
That was going to be what I said.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Because the thing is, I like segments, but I also like words. And sometimes during the whole show, I think there was too many segments. Too many. I don't remember. There's one who burned me out, and I don't remember which one was it.
Shit, burned out
Towards the
fucking
end.
TV.
Yeah, towards the end, and I was like, okay, I don't want any segments anymore. I just want to see wrestling or words on the web show, and that's it. Because too many segments kill segments, but not everybody is going to be aware that this person and everybody's going to put segments. So not really their fault. So this one, maybe the second one was the placement wasn't great, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And but overall, it was like pretty cool. I don't have any nitpicks on this one, except I was maybe bored at the end of the second. But
Really?
that's not really their fault. No, that's not really their fault.
No, you're
just
entitled.
like,
Look, you're like Jake hates it, but you're entitled to your opinion. I wasn't. It was funny.
hates
He's
it.
fucking selling. Fuck you, Jake. Goddamn. Speaking of
No,
Jake, you're up.
No.
Fuck, asshole.
Yeah, no, they've committed to the bit the whole time since they went into business together. I think the old wrestling trope is like, what are you building towards? And there's like a paradox. Like, if I don't know what you're building towards, it's either nothing or I don't know yet. So I'm leaning towards the I don't know yet and keeping my suspense on hand. I don't know who is gonna show up, and like, is it gonna be somebody that tells Rex to go fuck himself, or is it gonna be somebody who tells Samson that he's following the wrong path and this is gonna be a heel turn? He is in the perfect sweet spot where he can literally do anything, and the fact that they haven't given us many hints as to where that's going is exciting to me. You just hope that it is going somewhere. As far as the production goes, it was fantastic. Great job. I'll leave it at that.
No, so while we wait for Max to stop taking a dump real quick, I wanted to bring back. All right. Before you
Colin's
go,
here.
On the Colin Nugent match, it was funny because I don't know what it was, but Colin sent me a message about the pay-per-view, and I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Oh, that's what we want to do." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" I'm like, "Yes, do that. I want to see. Yes." Very rarely do I have that joy and enthusiasm. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but yeah, fun shit. Max, your thoughts on the Samson Simpsons both segments, uno and dos?
I think I only heard of the tail end of what Jake said, and I pretty much agree. Where basically they can go like Samson's pretty clearly a face, right? So I feel like there's two ways to go with it. Where either someone like Samson, he gets like a big match against like, let's say like El Parker, right? El Parker just murders the kid, and that brings Rex back into the mix of things where Rex now becomes a face because now Samson starts to grow on Rex, and then they start building that relationship, and then that'd be a cool change. Or they go, I think the more like traditional story where Samson starts doing things, and then eventually Rex gets like jealous or he gets angry, and then they fight each other. Regardless, I think the segments are pretty like just creative and well done. They're very like very unique. I don't think that needs to be said. And I enjoy watching them.
I want to thank your parents for raising a fucking great child. I hate the
Fuck your
fact
parents.
fuck you. Don't say that about Max's parents, you piece of shit. I hate the fact that Max is always so poignant in his fucking thoughts. I hate it. He's always fucking so fucking spot on. It's amazing. Great shit. Yeah, honestly, I want to see the payoff be Rex versus Samson, but that can't happen technology wise. That's the payoff that I want. But like Max said, Max offers alternatives, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with these two people. So it's good. It's good shit. I like Sammy's effort, and that's basically it. Good egg, good fucking dude trying to do the best he can. So what are you gonna say? And he's on the pay-per-view, even though he's fucking late as shit. So we have the Owen Doc package and the Owen Doc match. So we'll do Jake, Rusty, Colin, and then Max again as the last, because fuck it, I'm slowly losing sobriety. I'm trying my best. I'm trying not to be rude either.
So Samson stuff good, by the way. I liked it.
Oh wait, I skipped you.
He keeps skipping you.
Fuck!
Why do you invite 5 people? You can't control it.
No, I can't control it. It's just I'm sorry, Colin. Go ahead, say your thoughts. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, it was good. I preferred the second segment because the blindfold thing was just bonkers. And I just find the part where we just left him in the ring
he
dead.
Left him dead.
Yeah.
That
And he sold
you know,
it. He sold it.
he completely sold it, and that's the kind of thing.
Lot
That's
of
what I really
tension.
like about Samson, right? Is
Yeah.
obviously kind of like on the up and up and sort of like trying to climb up. He's just not afraid to show ass, and I think that is something that everyone needs more of. You know, don't be afraid to look silly or look a bit weak because you can always get it back later. You
Yeah,
can
of
always tell a
course.
story with it.
Yeah.
And this kind of story-
Nobody's gonna remember that shit. That's such a good advice.
Yeah. I mean,
Nobody
that's the
really-
thing.
Yeah.
It makes me have a worse opinion of you when you come in like, I'm really, really good and I'm gonna beat everyone. You know, Samson's not doing that, so I got to give him a load of credit. The character, I really like it, and I really like the fact. I love the fact that a story like this can, you know, let someone like Samson work with a more experienced OCW guy like Rex, and that, I don't know, that kind of two-way thing. I've always loved that. I've always liked it when, you know, when I was coming up, sort of the upper guys were nice to me.
Were they?
And I liked seeing, yeah, loads of it. I mean, some weren't, but loads of them were. I
Really?
liked seeing that
Who wasn't
happen.
nice to you?
Don't engage him,
See,
Colin.
did you
Keep
see
going.
Jake? Oh man, Jake,
He thinks, you know, if you got into his mind of what he thinks the roster is, you would be.
Well, don't worry.
appalled.
We'll learn at the end
No,
of the show.
I
We'll learn
like
at the end of the show.
positivity.
Will.
I
And
love
this is just, I don't know, the
positivity.
storyline is good. I'm enjoying it.
It is. Agreed.
I don't like the painting that Jake does of my eternal mind. He's not wrong, but I don't like how he paints it out. For asshole. Don't worry, I'll talk about it at the end of the show, by the way. So, all right, now officially, and look, it's actually on the stream as well. The Doc versus Owen thingy thing, tribute match. Okay, so the order for this will be Jake, Russ,
God.
Colin, Max. Keep that in mind.
The video package is so good.
You
You know,
leave me
I
let me
spent a lot of
my thoughts, but go ahead.
I spent a lot of time on the 2 video package I did for the pay-per-view, and I was just so jealous of this, the way that Owen produced it and like all the custom elements that there were to it. And this is something that this had that the Garcia El Parca one didn't have, to connect it to my previous thoughts. This was very much focused on an element of the story. And I am guilty of not doing this myself, just for the record. But he did this better than I could have ever done it, with the whole fucking recapping of the story, but doing it in the way that he framed it from Owen's perspective and made you feel like what he was feeling. So like most of the people were like, oh, like with the Mark Reese discussion we had after Lucian, we were like, oh, well, some people could think he was a heel and some people could think he was a face. This time with this video package, he was straight up. He's like, this is what I am feeling. And if whether you think he's a face or a heel, that's fine. But he gave you every single reason to enter his subconscious into why he entered the feud, why he wanted the fight. And then the match itself was so fucking good. They played up to the physicality so well. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's a part of them like playing to the story. I think it's just how these two people work when they do matches. It was so good. Like they just balls to the wall, like physicality throughout. They were trying to get the win the whole time. The fact that it ended on a single brain chop instead of like a double finish like most matches would in a pay-per-view segment. Man, and I think this is the first time he has used this in a match. Oh, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you equipped this second finisher a while ago, but this is the first time I saw it. And for this to be the big impact, like to me, the brain chop at this point is Owen's like super finisher. Like you're waiting for the chop, you're waiting for the power bomb, but he built his character so well in this match. I was stunned when he won it. Not only stunned that he won it, but stunned that he won it in the way that he did. And this is the match that I've been waiting for since he fought Derek and what's his face at Summercide last year. So it's like been a year in the making, but just to watch Owen's growth the whole way, the character, not his chair, not his handler, the character has been so well handled. Like the person behind the character has taken such good care of it, and that's all you can ask for. It's good stuff. Thank you.
Like you said, thank you. Rusty, you're up.
So first, the promo package. So I'm gonna nitpick on something.
Nitpick? I don't give a fuck.
Visually, yeah.
But
I'll do it.
remember, before you nitpick, when you do videos, your videos aren't also that awesome as well. But go ahead.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of problems in my videos, but who gives a fuck? No, visually the whole package was great. Visually with the words on the screen and the black and white and everything, and the music and the recap of the thing. Even the text and the only problem I had with the promo was that I think that Owen's voice doesn't go with this call. It's just
Can I cut you off for a second?
No, and
wow.
And you asked me a question.
I should fight you. I should fight you on that. But no, I'm gonna have to actually cut you. So that's my same agreement. It's not necessarily his voice, but the cadence of which the delivery basically. That's it. His actual voice is fine because Jake was like, oh well, fucking, No, I understand that, but the actual delivery of the actual lines is my thing. That's my nitpick. Other than that, like his voice, like the one he did with Parker, that video, that felt different than this one. If it makes any sense, like you don't have to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers doing call. They'll put on their voice and like, ugh. You know what I'm talking about? Like I know what I'm talking about when I hear these people do it. Like I feel like Owen can just have a better delivery with the same context and it'll still work out. But that's my only nitpick. Russ, you may go take it back. Go ahead.
I agree.
I agree with that because sometimes it's too forced. So you hear some people have normal voice, but they try to be grunts like.
You can do that,
and that's cringe. Yeah, no, I don't like it. But it's just that I feel like he was reading the text.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like he had highs and lows in his voice. It was just constant. No, I need this and that. And I get it, but I think the big man Owen needs to have a deeper voice maybe. It was just like
it's not even the not even like I said. It's not the actual voice. It's the delivery of what's being said. Basically, it sounds stupid, but with oh wow, I'm about to say something real pretentious. I'm not gonna say it, but Jake knows what I'm talking about.
Do it.
When it comes to reading lines, you can read lines a certain way, and you can emphasize what you're trying to say without sounding forced. Owen didn't sound forced, but he just sounded like he was reading lines, basically. Actually, you know what Owen sounded like when you remember the NBA 2K15?
Oh no,
that's what he sounded like to me.
No.
When they just kind of saying
it. Man, that's the kind of selfish I'm talking about. Get over yourself, man.
That's
like,
no, that wasn't. No.
All right, maybe we'll put it 75% in the other direction.
Okay.
Like it's just a delivery of it. And I shouldn't even be talking. I'm not a professional voice actor. I'm just a semi-bullshit voice actor. But like when people give me lines, I try to kind of do it in a way that's like not hokey, but also not like, hello, this is Talking Ish Podcast. My name is Jason Sensation. You're paying rent, motherfucker. Like, get what I'm saying? Jake's really good at it too. Jake's better at it than I am. Like you give Jake lines and motherfucker's crazy. But that's the point. Like, but the actual thing itself is good. Like if he had a better delivery, that would have fucking super sold me on it. But I get it. It's not, it's that being said, even if it sounds hypercritical, it's still way better than fucking when it dark green, I'm gonna put your ass when it comes to Summercide. So even still,
start off quiet, get louder, say bitch at the end.
There you go. Fucking now when fucking Colin knows what I'm talking about. Russ, continue your thought. I'm so sorry.
So that gave me to my next point for that. OCW in terms of voice acting is mostly in miss and mostly
no, that's shitty. No.
Cutting me off.
Let him finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Russ. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so me personally, I think sometimes it's cool. When Parker first had his voice, I was like, yo, that fits. I think it's pretty cool. And some people tried voices, like Adam with B17. First, when he tried it, his voice, I was like,
the singing one was good.
Yeah, the singing one was good, but I did the prelude to that like a year before that and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. It's just some character don't need it to have a voice. They don't need, because their presence and everything. We imagine it's like, I don't know. Tomorrow I start doing Rust promos with my own voice.
Oh, I'd fucking shit on you immediately.
You'd be shit.
Yeah, that would be a horrible.
Unless
I will be better than 95% of your roster.
No,
but
unless you opened every promo with "Listen to me, TV don't play," then you'd be automatically. But finish your fucking thought so we can go to Maxx
no,
just to say that it's mostly hit and miss. I would have preferred that, even if I understand the voiceover and everything. I would have preferred to see that. Tune the music up, get rid of the voice, and then when you have the perfect promo package. But I like the effort.
Now the match.
That's my only nitpick. Now the match. Hard hitting. It was surprising how it finished. Like, I was like, oh, okay, no power bombs, no. Okay. It's just Doc finished like this. It felt very short. It felt very not one-sided, but
abrupt.
It's just like abrupt. Yeah, that was the word, abrupt. And this hard hitting, just like in the promos before the match, videos we got weekly on the weeklies. So not surprising, except for the finish, the abrupt finish, and I a little bit disappointed because I'm a huge Doc fan, honestly. So I want every time I want to see him or Tony or Courts, I want suspense and a great match and everything. And sometimes because it's comp is comp,
baby.
Don't have that. It's not a bad match, but I would rank it lower than all the matches we had before, like 2.5 maybe.
Now is that bias or is that just because
no?
Because remember at the very end, like basically it came down to like clutch mechanics. Doc missed, and after that it was que se jodió. So I'll leave it at that. No. But in the not to cut you off. Not to cut you off though. But we do. I'm sorry, we got to keep it moving though, because I'm looking at Jake's list and we're still 25% of the way. So I'm scared.
We got some time.
We got way more.
It was not bad.
It's Colin and Maxx, not bad. Yeah. Colin and Maxx.
I'm being remembered. Yeah, but for me, I think one thing I'll say about Owen that I think is really great, and it kind of links to what you said, Rust, about him having a deeper voice. I kind of disagree with that because I think my issue with Owen, sort of from the beginnings, it was that comparison to Walter, right?
Valtar,
it was,
yes.
And the problem with that is that, and Owen's sort of come away from that. That's not Owen, right? Owen can't be this big, imposing, like, final boss character because, in a meta sense, there was a long period of time where he wasn't particularly great at the game and he was being just chucked around. And this character is kind of where we're seeing things come to a bit of a head, where we're seeing the character being presented as more of a real person, just a regular English dude who happens to have a monstrous chop that will kill you. And he's gotten better to kind of present that. So he'll be for me at the moment, because of that, he's turned into one of my favourite characters at the moment. A real solid upper mid-carder to main eventer in the near future. Because I think things are starting to really align for him. And he's finding his own kind of voice in that way. He doesn't need to be a presence, and I think that's why him being away from Sanctum, who still kind of feel a bit too regal for me, a bit too serious, and a bit very much kind of, we are the ring generals, the ring is, that's got its place, but I don't think that's Owen's place. I think Owen is at his best when he's a regular dude saying, I want respect, I want to fight the best, I want to be the best eventually, and I'm just going to chop you really, really hard, and do what I can until people take me seriously, and so that I can hold myself seriously and look people in the eye and give them the respect that I want. That's when Owen's the most convincing as a character. So many people, I think, in wrestling want subtlety because they think that's good storytelling. But Owen's kind of got that at the moment. He's not, I don't think he's a face, I don't think he's a heel. I think he's just a guy navigating the world of OCW. Yeah, he's a bit of a wanker in a way, a bit of a dick.
And he's a dick.
Yeah, but he's navigating this insane world of OCW where you've got insane final bosses with multiple personalities, you've got a cult, you've got like a clique of people who want to be the best, you've got this comedy dude who ends up in fucking weird situations and mass murderers, and you've got Owen as like this straight man figure, and that can't be overstated enough, man. I think he's really playing this well, and for me, the segment and the way he played this match and got that win really outlined the role that he can play in OCW. I think he's really valuable here. And I say that someone who wasn't sold on him before. I'm really into this.
Fair assessment. Maxx 8.
I have to say, as for the hype package, I think out of all the hype packages tonight, I think that was the best
Of the night?
executed one.
Oh, okay,
It was the best executed one. I think Owen's vision for it and everything he wanted to do with it came across perfectly. And I don't think that there's much that could be changed in terms of like stylistically. I think if I were to nitpick, I'd say some of the words are a little bit hard to read. That'd be about it. I love the way it was framed and crafted. From like the whole dart getting thrown. When it comes to his voice, I like 75% disagree with y'all.
Agree? You said disagree or agree?
I said disagree.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, you up? Hey, it's okay.
I think Owen, like his voice and cadence, I think that was okay. I would agree with like the authenticity where like it felt like it seemed like he was reading lines. That was pretty much it. I think like the way I see Owen, especially like through this from and after the match, is like he's not like an old guy. He's not like this big imposing guy. He's kind of the opposite, or at least that's how other people see him. He's like, I feel like he's like, you know, late 20s, right? And he's a very hungry guy.
That could be
so
considered
that's
a
why,
fat joke.
Hey. I think Owen, for like this whole hype package match and the feud, he was like, you know what? I think I'm good enough. And he's like, I'm gonna bet on myself because who are you, you know, to tell me that I ain't as good as the king? And I think the promo or the hype package hit the nail on the head because basically the whole point was if you aim for the king, you best not miss. And that man in the match, he delivered.
You sound like a stan. I'm kidding. Good what you call it? Good points made, by the way. This is why I appreciate you. That's why we have you on, because you're very poignant for your young age. I wish if we had more Maxes back in the day, I'd probably be less annoyed, as Jake would attest. So moving on, we have the Ashley.
Colin nailed that fucking breakdown though.
He did. We have
thank you.
We have the fucking Ashley. Let's try to not to be shitty, but let's try to speed up on the lesser promos, and so we can effectively move on, because we got a lot to cover. And this is how deep the show. This is the reason I appreciate OCW. I had a whole like sit rep plan before on Friday, but I deleted it because I was so busy. But anyway, I'll talk about that later. But so we have Ashley's montage, which will be the second montage. No, the second montage between the Samson montage. We have the Ashley montage. I mean, hey, it's on the show. Didn't hate it. It was short. Hey, it's Ashley Moore. Ashley's an asshole. It is what it is. The order will keep the same order we had last time, which is Jake, Rust, Max, Colin, go. Jake.
Yeah, Ashley Moore is the most decorated women's wrestler of all time. I don't need a montage. I know she's great. This is fine. So I'll give her credit for like the presence aspect, just like I said about Hari Etiquette. If you're a woman like Ashley Moore and you want to maintain the fact that you are active and that you're around and that you are the baddest bitch here, ready to put the combat heels to anybody who steps to you, this did its job. The montage thing, didn't really do anything for me. It just reminded me that Ashley Moore was here, but I know who she is. So,
Rusty.
I want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Why you want to do this? What you gonna say? Go ahead, say what you gotta say.
No, just I completely forgot about that promo. I don't remember it.
That's fine.
I'm just sorry. It's nothing against. It's just my brain.
There's nothing to say. It's like I didn't remember it. Okay. That's fine.
I remember seeing Ashley with knee pads and stuff, and I completely forgot what it was about.
Not a problem.
I'm just sorry. I need
fine.
to rewatch it.
Don't worry about it. Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of segment that just breaks the pace in the live chat, right? It's a promo that if you just single it out, it wasn't much. Just says stuff, does some taunts, music happens. But yeah, in the live show, you kind of need this stuff to break up the flow and give you a little bit of a breathing time. So yeah, it's what it was. Maybe it could have done to be a few seconds shorter. Like this thing, I'd have aimed to put it around 50 seconds.
It's a minute.
A minute. Yeah.
It's
could have cut. Yeah, it's fine. That's the thing. I mean, that is splitting hairs. Me saying like, oh, could have been under a minute. But yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was great. I think it was great for the stream. Like
Yeah.
you just said, Colin, it broke it up.
And it was
That's all
actually
you need.
after a segment that Jake didn't put in the list, so we'll talk about right after. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
And briefly
No,
talk
I
after.
did. I did. It's
You
later
did?
on the list.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Maxie. Is Max here or did he go take a shit
yeah,
again?
I'm here.
Okay.
I agree with what Jake said. As for like, being on the show, like, it's the breakup thing instead of like an advertisement. Sure, I take this over an advertisement.
Wow.
As for like what it did for like the character, I wouldn't say it did much. It seemed kind of like, I guess, like directionless. Like we didn't really know who she was training for, or like she wasn't like on the come up because she's already been at the top. And like we've seen her before. We've seen Ashley more specifically train somebody else when she was managing Val.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
it was whatever. And then yeah, that was it.
So oddly enough, speaking of fucking Val, we have oh wait, that was a list, everybody, right? Everybody got covered? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So oddly enough, you mentioned Val, like we saw Hanzo, which we'll talk about later. We saw Sammy, which we already talked about. We saw we'll see Hitogui, which we're gonna talk about. We saw Scotty X, which we didn't really talk about because it was very short, but you know, we didn't see Val. And that's kind of a bummer, but what are you gonna do? Not even a text, but whatever.
It's a quick turnaround. I don't think it's a big.
You know, you get what I'm saying. You know, I'm sorry. But yeah, Ashley's montage. Look, my general rule on anything when it comes to production wise from OCW community, if it's a minute, I don't care. In the sense that like whatever you do, whether it be good or bad, if it's good, hey, cool. If it's bad, if it's a minute, I don't give a fuck. Good, basically is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, don't yawn, don't do that, Jay. Come on, man, don't do that to me. Like, see, you say that my words mean, but then you do shit like that, and like it feels like I'm demeaning, but whatever.
I didn't know you could hear me.
I could hear you
Just
greatly.
from
I hear from your soul. Anyway, Mark Reese before and after. Another quick one. Mark Reese basically being Mark Reese a face. I don't know. Did what it has to do. Little buddy, blah blah. You know. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. This basically was short to the point, facey stuff, and then the second one is, I'm sure Jake will add on that, but we'll do Colin, Max, Rust, and Jake. So we'll start with Colin. The Mark Reese segments. Toro de Cantaza, which is both of them together. Colin, you're up first.
Okay, the segments in the match, or just the segments?
No, just the segments.
Just the segments.
Oh god.
Didn't have a hype package.
I'll be honest though, they have not stuck in my brain. Sorry, I'd have to rewatch them.
Then you know what? You don't
No,
even have
that's
to
a
go.
fair- that's
You
a
don't
fair
have. You don't
point.
have to delve into that. That's fine.
There's
So
still
Yeah.
the next one is Max. Go ahead, Max.
I don't have much to say. The post show one was
Okay.
The post match one was way better than the pre match one. That's
Okay, so if you have nothing to say, you don't gotta elaborate. You're good. You're straight. It's okay. Max. So basically, didn't really resonate. Russ, Jake.
Fuck Jamie. No.
Dickhead.
Yeah. It was a standard babyface promo. The first one, just the Reese promo we
Waiting
get
for
accustomed to, and the second one was a bit more eventful. I don't know what to make of it, of the second one. It's just with the Parker thing and everything, seems like he wants to run it back to Attack Division. I don't know. It just, let's see. It wasn't out of character, but it was surprising. The second one.
Yeah,
Surprising.
that caught me out of
Yeah.
left field a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jake-
I was like, oh, okay. So wait, go ahead, Jake.
I'm Ric Flairing you again. I'm sorry. You sent me that little sad messaging thing, and now I'm affected, but it's all good. I don't give a fuck anymore. Jake, I'm waiting for your poignant thoughts. Go ahead.
Same, mostly that it took me out of left field, but I'm not calling
Really?
it a negative thing. I think it's a positive thing. Anytime, I mean, come on, wrestling
The second one
is
though.
the most fun. The most fun when it's surprising, and this was surprising for sure. But it was perfect in that it wasn't surprising and out of character. It was surprising, and you could be convinced that it was like in character, because to this point we thought, Mark Reese got betrayed, and then he went and did his own thing, and now he's a standalone guy. But there's this insecurity that lives in all of us, and it's so easy to relate to that when you go back to like Mark Reese at the tail end, he loses his title and like all the shit he's been through, and he's like, I just want to go back to comfort. I want to go back to what I know. And that's what he expressed in the post-match promo. In terms of placement, there's no way you can do that in the pre-match promo. I feel like the second video could have been done on Riot Like that would have been great for like the show to start, or like halfway through the show he comes out and he gives all that out. I'm not gonna say they should have done that or whatever, because they probably have their own plans or whatever. Okay. But yeah, but I know in OCW it's different. It's not like you're complaining about real wrestling, because you can change that. But in this, it's competitive and things are on such a tight-knit schedule. But his actual statements on the post-show promo,
the second
I have no
one,
problem with. I was encapsulated by it. I'm like, oh no, like it made me actually feel worse for Mark Reese, because I'm like, oh man, through all of this, he still just wants to go back and help his little buddy.
Did you?
So you have that. You have that a little bit.
So
I mean, I'm kind of wondering. So, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Colin. Because
No.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
I'll talk after you.
I think the only thing that I'm kind of wondering about is the practicality of it. 'Cause, I mean, obviously things happen, comp is comp, we don't know. So we now have Mark Reese, who wants to get one of the world titles in a hope to get El Parker sort of back from being El Primero into being El Parker, his friend again. And that's my kind of thing. I'm like, what are the
case, though?
Yeah, because he says he wants to.
I'm looking at the chat now. He did say that.
Yeah, because he wants to get one of the two big gold titles.
Completely missing the point of the promo. I don't know that anybody has said anything that would have completely missed the point. For them to just latch on to one of the feelers that you put out is a positive thing. I'm talking to Jamie right now because he said that in the chat.
I think what Jamie means is it felt like people I might be wrong, but it feels like people were misinterpreting Mark's promo as
it's funny
that he wants to rejoin the tag division.
There was two, because Jake mentioned that join the tag division, and I thought that he was trying to go after Parker.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to go after the world title to get Parker to be interested.
We got three different.
He was getting back. But getting back his little buddy is not the same thing as re-entering the tag division. When you look at things, these straightforward tunnel vision things, that's wrong.
That's what you said, though. You mentioned that.
I said he was going after his little buddy.
That's what I thought.
That's what I said.
But you said the tag division. I thought he was actually going after him to
That's what I'm telling you.
Oh.
That's what I'm telling you.
Look, it's
going back to
win.
re-get his little buddy does not necessarily mean he wants to go back in the tag division and win the tag titles. So, like, to just shut down any interpretation of your story, which I was a fan of. I'm not talking about you, Jay. I'm talking to Jamie. Jamie said you missed the entire point, and it's like there's a certain area where you miss the whole point, and then there's a certain area you get where, like, all these feelers you're putting out that you bring in different people who perceive a different thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You just continue to lead them on that story. You don't just be like, nah, you fucking lost it. You're done. You're out of it. You don't know the story. That's whack. Just take the feeler that you see your audience grab onto and use it as a part of the storytelling.
So
that's what you should do.
Okay, so before, I don't know what the order. I think we carried everybody. If I miss anybody, we'll talk afterwards. But after this, what I gotta say. But what I gathered was, I thought, from my perspective, I thought he was gonna go after Parker now that he's North America champion. What I heard other people thought was he was trying to get Parker back so they can go after the tag team championship. And then when Colin said that he thought that he figured he was trying to go after the world championship, that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, everybody got something different from it, which is a good thing.
Which is good. It is very good.
Like, I don't understand when you're so mad aggressive with me. Like, fuck,
I'm not aggressive. I'm not aggressive with you. I was talking to Jamie. You insert yourself into these, make yourself an antagonist. You can if you want.
I'm a narcissist.
But I was talking to Jamie because I noticed his comment in the chat. My takeaway from it is that Mark Reese, despite all of his individual success, was falling back into insecurities and saying that he wanted to go back to comfort, which was Lucha Country, which that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to go for the titles. That means that he just wants his friend back, which is an inherent thing that any human could want, whether they're in a competitive environment or not.
Well, I hate people anyway. I don't want my friends back. And actually, I did fight for that anyway. Anyway, back to the action. Did I miss anybody on the recap on this one, or?
No, I reckon we've got
I got Max. Max got you. I got
Max.
To the
match.
Okay, match itself. Okay, so the match itself. We'll do Jake, Max, Russ, Colin. Remember that, because I won't shortly afterwards. My thoughts on the match itself. Shit was within the confines of 22. You gotta do what you gotta do. I just found it really no fault of anybody, honestly, but There's sections when people got hit with stuff that should kill you and they get up immediately, and then there's sections where people get hit with nothing and they fucking die. It is what it is. The match itself I enjoyed. I thought Claudio got fucking robbed. That's my opinion. I'm holding on to that shit. Derek Smith did the heist of the century. In my opinion, he's a good guy with the Gold Academy. He should probably run with a little bit of swag, a little bit of je ne sais quoi, if you will, because Claudio got fucking robbed. That's my opinion. I got to piss. I could be wrong, but like I said, Jake, Max, Russ, Colin, which is probably a fucked up order, but that's the order. I'll be right back. Ahead, Jake.
Why is
first.
it fucked up?
Because I thought
anyway,
I fucked up the order the first time.
The match was very even. The match was very even throughout. I think it played out in 2 halves, with the first one being Claudio and Derek going back to their thing with like, let's fuck up the champion and like fight over that. And then eventually they started hitting each other, which like slowly transitioned into it just being a free for all. The finishers being hit and the instant breakups, like I'm not going to give them crap over the game making their characters no sell or whatever, because in those situations in other matches they would have rolled out of the ring. So like I'm not going to give them shit for that. It's fighting spirit when Claudio gets up after a big power bomb and breaks up the pin. It was the heist of the century, and like it's huge for Derek. I'm a big fan of Derek. Mark Reese, like he wins there. Does it really hurt him if he loses? I don't think so. I think this was a win-win-win no matter who took away the title. For Derek to win this is the biggest question mark, I think, because Mark Reese wins it, you know good shit's going to happen with the international title. Claudio wins it, you know it's going to be on TV every week. Derek, by himself, I don't know. And so that's why, both in kayfabe, with the fact that he stole the match and like pinned, he needs a definitive win as the champion to really assert himself. And also, he needs to show that he can handle a championship by himself without being propped up by the wrestling club and the Goat Academy and the Wolves of Vanguard and this person and that person and Elliot Parker screaming in voice chat and all these people. You got to stand on your own 2 feet at some point. And as the champion, there is no better time to do it than right now. So this is a make or break moment for Derek. I'm very much looking forward to what happens at Don't Come to New York with him, and both in story and out. So it's got kind of both elements for me. But the match itself was very good. I would put it probably just under 3, so maybe 2.5. You know what? I'd go up to 3. I'd go up to 3 for that because the chaos.
It's a 3.
I wish they used I wish they used the cage more, but I mean it's whatever. The cage was meant to keep
That's
them
fair.
in, not to be a weapon. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been Hell in a Cell, but that would have been a fucking garbage shoot. So I think this worked out fine for the way it was. Like I said, before we go to the next person, which I already forgot, I just think it's weird the way this platform works, because there was points where, you know, something significant happens and the person just, but then there's points where like a headlock takedowns happens and it's like, you still like Steph Simpson with versus Rex.
That's rest.
But I digress.
Blow.
I
Whatever
digress.
happens.
The next person up, whoever it was, I forgot the order.
It was me.
Max. Go ahead.
I think as for calling it the heist of the century, I don't think that's fair. Cause
Really?
Because I think anybody could have had that match at any point. It was the definition of just a crapshoot in terms of who was able to walk away with it. Because there was points where Mark Reese was going to retain. There was points where Claudio could have easily got the win, and there's points where Derek got the win, and they all, you know, one or another, kick out, break up, whatever, couldn't get it until the end.
I gotta fight you on that, Maxie, and as much as I love you, I gotta fight you. Both instances were because of Claudio. The first instance was I don't know what the fuck, and then Derek got the pin, and he tried to get the sneak one on Claudio himself, and then the second one was Claudio laid Reese out. So I don't look. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. You're like Jake hates it when I say that, but you are. But come on, bro. Come on, bro. That was a fuck. Okay. And it's not a bad thing. It's good. Yo, be smart. Be competitive. It's a heist. It's all good. He Black Seth Rollins, baby. It's all good. Just that's what I gotta say. But go ahead. Continue your thought if you have. If not, pass it to Russ.
Still disagree. As for what Jake said,
I love you.
I think
that's why I love him.
I think there are question marks when it comes to Derek, and I think there are still question marks for Claudio. I think Derek, the question mark more so is for, like, you know, carrying a story and then being consistent and doing things like that. And then I think for Claudio, the question mark would be just competitively. But I think both of them have shown not only in this story but also like just in general, like recently, that they are able to both take that next step and then be a top player. So Derek, whether he wins his first defense, I don't know what he's gonna do. I think it's gonna be interesting.
I forgot who's next. Is it Russ or Colin? Russ, go ahead. Then Colin.
Yeah. So first up, when I saw the first stipulation for the match, I was like, "What kind of stipulation is this? It's like a Twitter-fed AEW
Oh,
call.
fuck you! No. Come on, bro. No.
Stop. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Jay is the worst tonight. You're the worst tonight. And but they made it work. So I was like, first I was like, usually cage matches are not that great. If you had the 2 out of 3 end the system that 2K22 is, that is like everybody gets up. So even when they get finished and everything, nobody sells. I was like skeptical, but they made it work. And the problems they had with the match was not on their hand, is what it was a game. Like you said, headlocks gives you 10 seconds to get up, but a sig gets you up instantly. So that was not their fault. I think they all had their their moments. I don't think Claudio got robbed, because the first one I'll give it to Max and the second one to Jay, because in the second one, instead of pinning Reese, he decided to pick him up and do his own finish. But while he was doing that, Derek had time to get up and do his thing. So the problem is, I think in this match, Derek, if you don't know the context of the match, you can think that Derek is the heel in the match, because I don't know, he seems like a heel, and after winning he seems more like a heel. I know that face, usually you can win by doing shady things, but he basically in the whole match, if you don't know the context, I think Derek was the heel. So maybe he has to roll with that, I don't know. But Claudio made some strides in his game, so I'm pretty glad it worked out that way. And I have to burp. And
like a baby.
Exactly.
Asshole.
And no, I mean the match, I would give it like Jake, like 275. I would give it 275 because I still enjoyed it.
That was a good match.
Yeah, that was a good match. The only fuck ups they had, it was because the game is stupid. This match shows me how much I hate this game. It's just
It's a good thing about later.
Some people make it work, but I fucking hate this game. It's just don't ever put me in those stipulations. I don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna make sure I do.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do it, but I won't show up. And the thing is, new champion, and just like Jake said, he said it perfectly, I think. I need to see Derek do stuff on his own, like not be babysitting, not being with that faction every time. I need more, character out of his character.
Individual direction.
Something. Yeah, I need direction. And the way he basically in the match, Reese was the face for me. Derek was the heel, and Claudio was the wild card. Like really, like the guy you don't expect to win, but he's like, damn, he's gonna do it. He's just like, yo, and it worked out pretty well. I need to see more out of Derek. Reese don't need a title anytime soon, even though he wants it to go back to Parker. But he made a huge run. I don't know how many days was it, but he made his run to make it impactful. Now Derek, if it goes to a Derek versus Claudio match, I wouldn't be mad. But
That'd be interesting.
Just wait and see.
Colin?
Well, I think sort of building on what others have said, I think that Derek being the winner of this match for me is the most interesting winner. And I don't mean to sound like a double-edged sort of like backhanded, but yeah, I kind of do mean, because I think before this we had that storyline going that people did latch onto, where Derek was getting momentum, where he was getting a bigger presence on the show, and it seemed like he was being kind of groomed for something bigger. For me, that felt a bit, tell, don't show. It felt like I was being told it, but there wasn't much evidence that suggested that he was doing what people were saying he was. So I think with this title reign, this is a kind of moment where he can reset all that hype, and following, for me, what was probably one of the most interesting international title reigns, with Reese making that like the big guy championship and giving it identity. Derek's got a chance to really kind of build on that, and I hope we kind of do get Derek and Claudio one-on-one, because those guys can do some great stuff together. But I think Derek now has to try and take that bat and run with it, and just try and keep that identity going, keep something going, because if it turns into, oh, he's got a belt for the sake of having an accessory, that is really going to sour people, I think, and it's going to make things a bit like, oh, okay, it's that title that's defended in throwaway 3 ways on pay-per-views, and no one wants that to happen. The match itself, I drifted in and out. Some parts of it made me go, fuck, can this just end, please? And some parts just reeled me back in. It was a roller coaster
of emotion.
Yeah, in many good ways and many bad ways. But I think Reese is going to be all right. I know that Jamie can tell good stories. He can basically pull a good story out of his ass at this point, and that's great. I know that Claudio's brilliant. Like the tribal cheeks, that one-off line that's just become this huge thing. I'm really into it. It's insane. One day Claudio's going to win a world championship out of nowhere, and we're going to be screaming on voice chat.
Claudio, but it is what it is, man. Like me and Max don't agree, and that's fine. But like, yeah, Claudio was robbed. But if they run it back, but whatever Derek does, he got to do what he got to do. He gotta find his legs. So we're gonna move on. We have the
of course,
the Harry locker room segment. There's really nothing to really say about this. It was fucking stupid, delicious fun. Basically, I love it. I don't know what to say. That basically is. So we'll just do whatever. We'll do Jake, Rust, Max, Colin. But yeah, great, fucking awesome. Quick to the point and go fuck Harry. Go ahead, Jake.
Harry.
No,
this is Hito.
No.
He
I skipped it mentally, but let's do Harry then Hito. Yeah. It's fine. We'll do Harry first and Hito.
Okay, that's fine. This is a lot of what I already said about presence on this show.
Hey.
This goes a step further with the fact that it's an acknowledgement of the world title match that's happening later on the show. Harry has had extensive communication with Tara and Sue over the past few months, and then of course her history with Fury in ring is a thing. So you always have to be expecting her to show up, and that's kind of even in my intro video I made sure to put her in there, because you can't forget about the cash in. You can never forget about the cash in. And then to get caught up in her own shenanigans and get locked in the room was incredibly funny. That was all Colin, so good stuff.
Maxie.
I think the segment was pretty self-explanatory, and if you didn't get it, Jake just explained it to you.
Oh, Rusty?
I already talked about this segment at the beginning of the show with the first segment. I did both, so yeah, it served a good purpose, and I loved it because Harry's stupid, and that was
He is stupid.
That's very stupid.
That was in character, so
that's
no
a
problem
great
with me.
character. That's a great character trait, to be incredibly stupid. Colin, any thoughts on your own shit?
I mean, yeah, thanks for Jake and Jamie for being on board with my absolute insanity, because I realised my story's hard to tell with me basically going, it's the meme, are you winning, son? Just as like, do I need to cash in? So this is a kind of a fun way to get around it so the storyline can continue for a bit longer.
Are you winning, son? Yes, Dad. Okay, now.
All right, it's time for you to face the etiquette champion.
Oh, God.
Fucking oil up. So I'm going in dry.
So speaking of going in dry, we have the Hito Gui Make-A-Wish segment. Okay.
Oh my God, segment of the year.
Okay, so.
Segment of the year.
So fun fact about this, apparently Paul Pugh was furious in Hoot Chat, but
I was too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Wow.
Nobody cares.
Don't be a dick. Come on, don't do that. Come on, history, bro.
Nobody cares what Paul Pugh thinks. Nobody.
See,
he can go fuck himself. You can tell him that.
When you see when he says things like this, it makes me want to do the devil's advocate.
He doesn't give a fuck about OCW. He doesn't give a fuck about OCW. Who cares what he thinks? This is some fucking loser on Twitter complaining about wrestling who doesn't watch wrestling. Like that's what I'm saying here. It doesn't matter. Yes, please.
What was
Can
the
we
thing?
move on and talk about the show?
Yes,
Please.
he was like, "Wow, he's a little excited over there." Anyway, the
Okay.
point I was making is, so this was actually edited because my thing is I don't like to, what you call it, like I don't like when people give me stuff.
People who shit on the product.
Wow.
It's fucking wild.
Wow. No, you're the one that.
Jesus,
it's okay. It's
Don't
okay.
get heated.
I know.
Don't
I've
push it
given the
to
most
choose.
airtime to it at this point.
Just
You're
really
right.
like
Let's
I
move
was
on.
just trying to make a passing comment and you fucking. It's okay. So this was edited obviously
Comment under the
for
river.
whatever. Can you relax? He's still going.
Fifis
Fuck.
flying everywhere.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
ready to talk about a cannibal and a Make-A-Wish kid.
I'm
and
trying
you're telling
to.
me about Paul Pugh.
Am
Am I allowed to ask what got censored?
Which is both.
Okay, so essentially there was a longer entrance, and the thing is, it could have been cut. That's on me. My thing is, if people submit stuff, I don't want to cut it because I feel like you did effort. So I was like, look, I'll just edit it a little bit, and Hito was like, do what you got to do. I won't take offense to it. In hindsight, I probably should have cut the whole thing, but I don't like to. People do stuff, so I don't want to necessarily remove everything. There's a throwback to like back in the day. There was a written segment after Benoit did what Benoit did, and there was a role play. There was a text role play regarding a dummy that was dressed up like Benoit, done by what the fuck was the team name? It was Bold and his friend. What the fuck was the name? God damn it, I can't remember. Infamous was the actual faction name, and there was a role play, so I actually had a whole page dedicated to it, and then I put like a disclaimer on it. This is more or less what happened with that segment. So it was edited a little bit to add a little levity to it, I guess. But long story short, that shit did not hit. It's kind of crazy. I don't really want to talk about more than it was, but I try to edit it to be a little bit more palatable, but making the person, I don't know. There's nothing to say, man. This shit was crazy. That's basically it. Just hitting button on my goddamn screen. I don't know what the fuck I did. Okay, never mind. It's gone. I just opened up some weird thing I opened up Office by mistake. Anyway, yeah.
We don't care, Jay. Just
Fuck you.
tell us the other.
So yeah, so it was edited a little bit. I think it was a little bit more funny. I don't fucking know, dude. This shit is still fucked up. It's 2022, not 2010. So we'll do fucking Angry Jake, Maxx,
Okay.
Colin, and Russ. Go ahead, Jake. Is Jake here? Or did he?
Well,
Okay.
first and
He's
foremost,
gonna say-
well, first and
Breathe in,
foremost,
Jake.
am I
Breathe
not
in,
here?
Jake,
Hello,
first. Yeah,
hello.
breathe
I
in.
can hear you just fine.
We got you.
I got you.
All right, yeah,
You're
that's
here.
what I fucking thought.
First and foremost, fuck Paul Pugh. Go
So
ahead, Jake.
first and foremost, it does not matter what year it is. If something is
Oh,
fucked
God.
up, then it's fucked up. This was a wrestling segment. Who cares?
Okay.
I did not expect Hito Gui. I'm going to tell you that right now. What I thought was happening was not what was happening at all. I thought we were playing into the Humane Society stuff that we did last year with Empress and Dragana, and we were like actually going into the Make-A-Wish thing, and I was like, oh, this is great. I'll throw a donation in. No, that is not what happened. I'm just going to tell myself that the kid that got attacked was a worker who was a big fan of Hito Gui, and we're going to leave it at that.
Hey.
Matter of fact, it was Angus. If you look at it.
It said it. 18 years old, and he wanted to be a zombie cannibal. Cover my bases. Max.
There it is. Well, your wish is granted.
That's what he was doing. He was doing a zombie walk and nothing else.
That's what it said. Zombie cannibal, baby.
Yep. A zombie walk. Yep.
Max.
Yeah, I think it was as Jay said. No, I said it every time. I knew as soon as I see the Make-A-Wish thing, I was like, this is not gonna be good. Not at all. I was completely right. And it's not even like it's fuck Hito Gui, because it's not even like what Hito Gui he did. It's like he just did like pretty regular like things. It's more of like I'm sitting there watching like who greenlighted this? Who's like this is it right here? And that's why the Savage didn't resonate. I was like, why? This doesn't do much for like the character.
Hey, GP
That's how I
baby.
felt.
GP baby. Rusty.
I agree with Max.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with Max, and I have to add something. I didn't like the angle at all. Like, first off, I was like, Jake, just I'll make a wish. It's donation month and everything. Okay, cool. Then I saw the disabled kid. I was like, okay, where
He
is
wanted to
going?
be a zombie
What-
cannibal. He's not. He's doing the walk. He's doing the gimmick.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I don't think it's gonna be donation month. And then I saw Itogui, I was like, oh no, he's gonna beat up the kid, doesn't he? He's already a cannibal. He's already, you know, a fucked up person. We don't need this. It's almost like it was bad taste. It was violence for violence. We know you're a cannibal. We know you do despicable things to people. Beating up a disabled kid. I know it's a wrestling thing.
No, it was a fireball, and everything else was censored.
Imagine. I'm not a pussy, but imagine you don't know OCWFED and you turn on your stream and you see a fucking disabled kid getting beat up by a
zombie
cannibal.
Cosplayer.
What?
No, it was what it was. Rust is correct.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw Itogi, everybody was laughing in the VP, and I was like, okay, that's funny, but we all know what's coming next. And I hope there's something like a dark screen and everything, but he really started to beat up the kid before the black screen. And I was like, and we don't need this. I mean, it's not even a wrestling angle. It's just like, we know he's dangerous. We know he's fucked up. But that's borderline. That's borderline. That's just, like we said, nobody's a pussy here. And it's just like, everybody thought it was borderline, so I don't need to see Itogui, and I prefer to see Itogui eat people than being a disabled child. So okay, that's it.
Yeah. And with Hito and Pedo being like two of my most enjoyable written characters over the last month, to see this on Summercide was like, it was such a disappointment, because they have delivered week in and week out. This didn't do it for me at all.
It was. Like I said, it was edited, but the only reason was because my thing is, like, when people do something, I don't want to just necessarily cut it out, but I should be better about that. I don't know, man. That's my only reason. Like,
no, you should not have cut it out. This is a criticism on the submission, not of your greenlighting of it. By no means should you censor things.
Well, no, the funny thing is that even though it was okay to not use. Like, he was like, yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. But my thing is, it was still used, because that's on me, so I'll hold that out. It's all good. That's me, basically. Like, I when people submit content, I want to not use what they put effort into. So I try, if unless it's really bad, then
This is not on you.
It is, because I could have not used it. I could have not used it. Period.
No, this is no. But this is not. This isn't a fucking PR quest. Like, I'm not saying like OCW never should have aired this. Like, all the sponsors should be outraged. This is just a criticism on a character that I love and still do, going completely out of left field and doing something that did not seem
cheap heat
right at all. Like, I don't get it.
Just cheap heat. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the thing that this most reminded me of was, do you guys remember that victory animation where the guy won and he got dudes to bring him out a gimp and he just beat him up for a bit?
You said victory?
Yeah.
You said victory animation?
Yeah, where the guy won the match and then, his slaves were like, I've brought this gimp for you, and they started fighting. And
it's in this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I was in the last
game. No,
Yeah,
it reminded me of that, and it says a lot that I can't actually remember the name of the character who did that. I think Hitogui is above that.
Nathan Carter did that, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, there we go.
I think the rest of us thought you were talking about like an in-game animation.
No, I'm talking about like what happened in OCW.
Nathan Carter did that when he showed up and pretended to not be the flake that he is, and then left again.
I love when Jake gets fired up, by the way.
But I mean, like, Hitogui is a really well-written character, and this felt very South Park.
Yeah.
Same.
And that's the thing. I mean, I will say, I was cackling when I saw that the Make-A-Wish was going wrong. I do think the so-called zombie was too near the knuckle. The funny thing about that is, like, if it was just like non-zombie, I would have been cool. But I was like, I had to try to fix it as best as I could. Yeah.
But where does a zombie play into this?
Zombie cannibal.
That's not a thing. So, like, if a kid just walked out and was like, my favorite wrestler is Patalomai, and like Hito beat him up, then that would have been better.
Yeah.
But, like, to bring him out and do the whole retard thing, like, that's so so that's not necessary.
Like, it's obvious.
It's just so dumb. It's so it's I don't even want to call it cheap heat, because even cheap heat wouldn't even resort to that. So the main point for me, and I think to build on what Colin is saying, is it did not resonate at all to what I already learned Hitogui and Petalomai to be. This did not fit at all with what they have explained to me.
I think the thing is about this as well that yeah. So I mean, can I just have like one last
you
thing?
May have your
I think
last
this might
one.
be quite.
Please do.
Well, I think the thing that, other than it being distasteful, that kind of and sort of bummed me out a little bit, was that I think this could have been a really great premise. I think the idea of, you know, someone who is disadvantaged or something going into the OCW roster, and then all you know is that they're in a room with Hitogui now. You don't need to see anything. You don't need to say anything. Hitogui's presence can tell the story there.
That's exactly correct, because if you treat actual things that are considered distasteful with actual respect and taste, like if you bring it, like let's consider Tara and Sue versus the hot lesbian action from WWE. That's the difference. If you treat something that is real and then has an effect on people with respect, and like exactly what Colin said, it was so brilliant. You bring in a Make-A-Wish kid, you don't even have to explicitly say like that he has whatever dysfunction, whatever. You put him in a room with Hitogui, you cut to black, that would have done enough. You don't have to have him do the whole zombie thing up to the ring. That's too much.
You don't even need to make a wish kid. You just need like someone's son or something like that.
True. Yeah, very true. Absolutely.
The thing that would have been the thing that would have been hilarious is that, you know, for example, you have a disabled kid, but in an hospital bed, and when you ask for an OCW superstar, Itogui steps into the room, and then the disabled kid looks like uneasy and like, no, not him, and then it cuts to black, and then everybody laughs. You know,
why we? Like, I'm sorry, we've started fantasy booking a cannibal eating a child.
No, but you know, don't.
I agree, but I'm just realizing what I've started. I'm sorry.
I hate this place. The kids. I don't know. All right, we're moving on. I didn't even want to mention this shit. Oh man, look, people listen like, man, fuck
sorry.
you, man. Look, we when people put up, we show up. God damn it, I'm sorry.
These conversations are needed.
They are, but still. Look, at the end of the day, I could have easily just cut it, and it was fine being cut. And I was like, well, let me try to salvage it. And I tried, and I failed miserably. And then fucking
you did what you could. You did what you could.
Live and learn. That's all we can do, baby. Live and learn.
I love when Jake goes on his
Hito is not buried. Jay, you're not buried. No, nobody's buried. We're all good, baby. Let's just course correct.
Yeah, everyone has these weird moments.
Anyway, moving on. We have the Roy Brown perspective, which I forgot I even downloaded, but I did, and I fixed it at the very end. Yeah, I loved it. Basically, short to the point. And the order we'll do Colin, Ross, Max, and then Jake. Basically, I loved it. As if you the tag on the YouTube says something about mediocrity or obscurity or some shit like that as a way to get emotion. But yeah, it's basically Roy, aka the former judge, looking back on all his horse shit and being pissed off about it. And yeah, I dig it. So whatever order I said previously, go by that order. Cause I don't
I'll jump in.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing that I was just mentioning, but in a very different situation. You know, didn't have any words or any Roy Brown going like, I used to be funny, but now I'm serious. It was just, everything was implied, everything was really, really clear. And I really liked it. You know, there's some deep cuts, there was some stuff that was more recent. And I'm not, I don't know, I'm interested. I'm not going to be like, I'm all on board because I don't know what this story is going to be. But I'm interested in who this character is going to be now that he's not like, I have a day job, which is one of my favorite gimmicks of all time in wrestling. And I'm, now he's not the Repo Man. Who is he going to be? I think that's, really interesting.
Next person, don't remember.
It wasn't me. I think it was perfect. That's how you do a promo without doing any words in it, and it explained itself, like with the TV stuff, and then after that he throws the glass of whatever, maybe whiskey he had, and no, that was perfect. That was perfect, and just all around perfect. It wasn't long, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'm not on board every time with everything he does with that character, but this time I want to see where it goes, really. So that's it.
Max it.
It's just a vengeful judge, and as someone that's 0-2 against him, I'm scared.
Jay.
Love it.
Yeah, along with everything else that's already been said, I have the hiccups. I apologize.
It's okay.
The day job gimmick for at least Judge Brown works perfectly into a transition into what Colin said. Like, I'm a vengeful judge now. This is what's going to happen. And his breakdowns really make me take a step back and think and look at all the characters. Like, you watch a random match on Turmoil, and you, especially with Colin and Judge and Jordan Trance.
We got you.
The judge is it's easy for him to be looked at as a joke. So if he is walking right back into this thing, and I have to bring up his segment on the Go Home Show Turmoil too, because it was very, very good.
It's all right. It's all right.
Good.
I love it. Finish your thought.
The Go Home Show segment was very, very good, and then you add the Summercide segment to it as well. It feels like an instant transition to be like, this character is no longer a side character. This is something that should be taken seriously going forward. And obviously that's the intention, to make this character seem more serious, and it is. It is. I know Colin said he's not fully on board just yet, but I was after Turmoil, and I am now. I'm so happy that the development stretched to the pay-per-view.
I love it. Thank God. Power or no? We can move on. If we're able to move on, we're almost done. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there together as a family.
We see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Almost. We still got a bunch
halfway
of shit.
done. We're not almost done.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Let's see it.
We got it. We got it.
Hey, Russ, you wanted to be here. Fuck your face. We got Hanzo's trip home. I'll be honest with you. I went to go get a drink. I watched it prior to the show, but I don't remember a fucking thing. I just know he's with his dad. He's not at the actual show. He's a rookie, and he should actually be at the show, but whatever. And we have a Japan show. He's not invited because fuck that shit. He wasn't at Summercide. Lower building rookie might be an alt. We'll do Colin, Rust, Max, Jake, go. Hey man, I don't trust nobody.
I really suspect this guy's an alt.
Probably,
I
right?
really do.
I'll check IPs,
Everybody
baby. I'll check IPs, baby. I spoke to him though. He don't sound like an alt. If he doesn't like an alt, he sounds like somebody I never heard. Cause he's
That's fair then.
Not everybody who's good at the game is an alt. More people than us play the game.
Here's a fun fact.
If someone beats you, they were smurfing. That's the
here's
rule.
a fun fact.
That's been the rule. That's what I've yelled at Jay and Kent for the last 2 months about Hanzo.
I speak to people, so I spoke to him, and he doesn't sound like anyone I spoke to before. So if Hanzo, if you're here, if you hear this, and you are an actual alt, fuck you. But if you're an actual person, then congratulations.
He sounds like an actual person, to be honest with you. But hey, you never know.
I think that Hanzo's Jay's alt. This story.
Imagine.
Oh yeah, that's why he's playing into it so heavy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
You hear how hard he's hitting into this?
Imagine. Now I spoke to him before. I think I spoke to him. Like I spoke to a couple people, but I can't remember because I'm old now, and my brain don't
No,
work.
Jay's not that clever.
What happened? What'd you say, Russ?
No?
You're right, Jay. There's no chance Jay would ever be as good at this game as Hanzo is.
Yeah.
Jake, when you say things like that, it lights a fire in my belly, and you don't want that. Please leave me alone. Whatever.
Oh no! What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Oh no,
Oh.
Hey, we had that
Move
feud
on.
at resolution. It's over.
We've already done it.
You see what he does? I'm not gonna engage in this ability of
Jay,
stupidity.
it's okay. You have like so many
my
great
God,
qualities.
here we
You
go,
don't have to
Joe.
be good at the game. That's fine.
Oh.
Hanzo is good at the
Yeah,
game. I'm just gonna go right now since we
ahead.
keep diverting.
Go ahead, go. Fuckface.
Hanzo's transition, as all of us who have ever entered OCW have had, except maybe Colin.
Good with your hiccups.
It was a drastic change from the mask thing, and he thought he was going to be one thing, and now he finds that it's going to be more sustainable to be something else. And I respect that. And now he's diving into the backstory a little bit. So it's kind of like a soft reset for Hanzo, while we also still know what he's capable of from previous shows, TV shows plus Ambition. It's still very early. Like as far as the Hanzo character goes, this is like the second real character thing that we've had from him. So I am anxiously waiting to see what's next and what his feud opportunities look like after Gonzalo.
Don't
Absolutely.
look past me, motherfucker.
People are just gonna not want to fight him because he just murders everybody.
He's not murdering people. He's doing okay. Yeah.
I watched Ambition the other day. He's a murderer.
No, he fucked up Jake. He really, I don't know what the hell that was, but he fucked up Jake. I guess Jake was
He's a good player. I've played him. He seems a decent guy too, so I hope he does do well here.
He's very good. He's he knows the game better than anybody in this Fed. The thing that is going to be tricky is he needs to find out how to balance that with like just work like having a good match. Because if he wants to beat you, he's gonna beat you. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Oh,
but he just needs to find.
I don't know. I reckon I took him.
No,
I reckon.
He's gonna beat anybody he wants. If you beat him, that just means he just wasn't trying.
Don't
I'm just gonna queue up the Gravediggers chant entrance theme right now.
The difficulty will be finding that balance between OCW and a match everybody wants to watch and just like playing a quick match game to win.
Absolutely.
So that glowing review of Hanzo just means you put a target on his back because actually, let me not. All I gotta say is when John
Please do. Somebody go DM him. He'll fucking kill you.
When John Carter came in, the first thing I heard was fucking Jordan Bryan say, "Oh, this guy thinks he's really good." So I put him against Tony, and Tony wore him like a condom because you can't come in here saying you the top shit. To be fair, Hanzo never came in coming like he's the top shit either. So all I'll say is if Hanzo is as good as you say, congratulations, rookie. Congratulations, rookie. We're gonna keep it like that. Hanzo is a nice. I spoke to Hanzo. He doesn't sound like a nice. He sounds like a nice man. Pause.
He's a great. Sorry. He's a nice man. Like the minute our match ended, I told him what was up, and he was like, "Oh, okay. How can I get better? Or whatever." I've had that same. I've had that same match against fucking 25 other rookies, and all of them either yell at me and quit, or they say nothing and quit. And there's like five or six people who are like, okay, how can I get better? Tell me, like, show me. And
that's
Hanzo's
a great
one
quality.
Of them. So,
you know who has that quality?
Bro, and the fact he's putting videos on the paper.
Yep.
The paper.
Yes, he
Hanzo's
is
all about it, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that.
That's a glowing endorsement.
When I
Go ahead,
DM'd
Colin.
him the same experience. You know, it's I'm really hopeful for him. I think for me, some of the stuff's a bit hit and miss. I think he still needs to find his feet as a promo, rather than the kind of like I'm doing stuff. The Heights promo from before. This it was a bit more. It was good, but I don't know. I just kind of need to see him hit that stride, as Jake said, and really bring that sort of meta sense of what he's doing, along with what OCW is.
To be fair,
will happen.
The dude's only been here for a couple of weeks and to begin with.
100%.
Who was the dude that fucking came in here? He was like, "How come I'm not over?" And it was like fucking 3 weeks last year. Who the fuck was that? Was that Garcia by any chance?
Literally every rookie.
Oh, I felt like it was Garcia back in the day. Like, "How come I'm not over?" Like, motherfucker, you been
I remember Christian doing loads of different couch changes.
Garcia would have a promo that everybody didn't freak out about and they complain. We had to dial him back a little bit.
Like, hey man, relax. So all you said is Garcia's a good egg, so that means Garcia stay away from the fucking snakes. Anyway, Rusty, Max.
Yeah, this is gonna be quick for me. First off, please, Jake, go take a bottle of water or a glass of water or something. Please. Just
drinking water.
Ruined.
I'm hurt by So and second of all, it's second or third promo or something like this, and this gives like a little bit of backstory. No, stop cutting me off. And no, the disrespect. Go drink your wine and let me talk, please. And that was more of a backstory than the others. The others were more like standard, rookie promos. Like,
they were vague.
Yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best, and nobody can beat me. I won competition, and it's normal. It's just to establish something. And then now he sees that and everything. So we will see where the story goes and the character goes. But he stepped away from the mask in the first week. Now he's more defined, and I think with time he's going to define more of his character. It's normal for a rookie to find his path, and it's going to take some time for others. And so I have a lot of hopes for him, because he actually asks questions a lot.
Does he?
He's interested.
Yeah.
He's interested. Okay. He's very interested. I have a good talks with him.
Really?
Actually,
he's in the chat in the Discord.
He is.
No.
It was me who went to him directly. I hate this game. Everybody know I hate this game. That's why I don't play it, except when I get booked. But I went to him and I wanted to work with him because you know, I just think that
Listen.
overall is a good guy, and his call can be very good. So we'll see where it goes. I have a lot of praise for him. I hope it doesn't disappoint me or anybody else, and we good.
Listen. So number one, I'll be a man and apologize for cutting you off. I apologize. Fuck your face. Number two, you can't praise a rookie because when you praise them, they think they're special, and when we think they're special, they think they can do special things. So don't praise them too much. Just give them a little bit, not too much. Just saying.
Not too much.
Relax, little bit. Don't be going out your way to talk to rookies, but then they get special in their head, and they think they're good. Maxx, your thoughts? See, I didn't forget you, Maxx.
As for the promo itself, I ain't really care for it a whole lot. You know, it's just a little bit introduction sort of thing, sort of with some NPCs. Nothing crazy.
His dad,
he got
B.
cuts. He got a background. He got cuts and he got text. That's the basic video editing skills you need to pass.
His dad.
As for the, you know, I had my match with him, and to what Jake was saying, I personally don't really care how good you are at the game or like how good Jake thinks you are. You know, I don't care that he beat Jake. I don't care that he beat me. I do care about is how, you know, just how easy you are to work with and how respectful and eager to learn he was. And from what he's shown me personally, you know, he got me his things on time. He was willing to learn after the match, so all was good. And I also I hate to do it and put the more pressure on him, but you know, it was a joy.
Yo, Maxx spitting fire right now.
That was
nothing else needs to be said.
That was half respectful, half disrespectful for Maxx. Holy shit! Wow. Okay, we're moving on.
That's all OCW is about, baby. That's all OCW is about, baby. Maxx has got this shit down pat.
We're almost done, guys. We're going for a fucking super long podcast, by the way. But it's a good podcast. Whoever listens will enjoy it. It was a good podcast. I was feeling shitty earlier, but I'm happy doing this right now. Not talking either. So we have the Terra Fury. Wow, Terra Fury hype package in the match. So I'm not scared. I don't know what it is that Jake does, but he's really good at doing earworms. So both videos, all three videos that he did, I wound up finding myself doing dishes or cooking chicken, singing the fucking song that he was doing, and it pissed me off. Like I feel like I was like a duped, like a sucker or something like that, like hustled. Like I'm sitting there fucking doing this. I'm not scared. Like what the fuck is that song from? Oh, okay, gotcha. Like we the best. I'm like, why am I singing Jake's stupid song? I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is. So with the Terra Fury build, there's layers upon layers. I'm sure Maxx can hit on the specific layers because he's really fucking good at that. I loved it. The match itself, no fucking complaints. The betting on the match is. Why do I hear like people talking in the background? Is that me or am I freaking out or what? I don't know. Anyway,
the voice in your head.
It probably is a voice in my head. I heard someone whispering.
They talk to you.
No, it was a really good fucking match. When we were calling it in commentary, we didn't really know where it was gonna go because Jake's really good at that. But yeah, the booking, not the booking, but the betting on it was amazing. I love when people bet confidently and then they lose. Great fucking match, regardless, down the fucking line. I don't know. I have no bad things to say about this. This pretty much delivered on all concepts on it. There's meta shit to it. Meta, not game meta, but actual lore meta in this actual match. If you look, you'll find it. I'm not going to speak on it. I hope Jake doesn't speak on it. Maybe Maxx will because that's what he does. But yeah, long story short, fucking 5 stars down the line. Not 5-star rating, but I'll give it a solid 4 definitely. But as far as reviews go, we're going to go with Maxx, Colin, Rust, and Jake. So Maxx, you're up first.
I think it's either between this or the castle, and this is definitely the most beautiful hype package of the night.
Okay.
Just visually, it was very pleasing. You know, there are a lot of, you know, like split or like half side would be like Terra, the other side would be Furiosa. Very nice. And I just enjoyed just watching it and just looking at it. I wasn't even really thinking about like the in-depth story. It was just like, yeah, look at this. It's just nice. It's just very nice.
It was. Who was next, Colin or Rust?
I think it was me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
yeah, it's Colin.
Yeah, excellent hype package. I mean, there's not much more that needs to be said about it. Really, really good, really well made. And I will say about this story, I love the way that all of the world titles are kind of intertwined here. Right? And I think Tara played an amazing part, and she was a great choice for that kind of like female protagonist against Castellanity. So I really loved it. The match itself, I really, really enjoyed. I think that's one of the better matches I've seen done in this game, actually. And I really wanted Tara to win. I was really pulling for her.
A lot of people were.
A lot of people were, but I mean, I can't look past Furiosa. I can't. But I think the placement of this made it so great because the Furiosa win, it set the stage for everything else, right? 'Cause this was the first kind of, oh no, Castellanity could clean sweep this. They legitimately could.
Thank you.
So I was really into it. I think the match was really well executed, and yeah, a good time, really good time.
I believe it's Rusty next.
First for the promo package, fucking amazing, fucking beautiful. Everything was perfect. It was just like, wow. I was just blown away, as I usually do with Jake's promos because he's a master at it. And yeah, and he set up the match perfectly. A match of the night for me. Yeah, definitely match of the night because I enjoyed it. Really, the roller coaster, and then the everything can happen stuff. Even when Tara hit her finisher, it was just, not out of the bloom, but just like perfectly placed, just everything in the match clicked. And we know it because we know that, Jake and Mike have fucking chemistry with whatever the halt they're given. So
Halt.
Yeah, match of the night for me. Halt with an H. And
I would say it would be match of the night. That and maybe
it's
the
mine.
night match. Yeah, no, it's
either way, it's mine because it's not that I wasn't expecting anything because I was expecting a good match, but not that good. So the promo package is a 5. The promo package is a 5, and the match is like a 4.25. Yeah, because I'm pointy. So yeah, all in all, it was just amazing. I had a great time. And I think that's where the show, because the first half of the show was okay. I was okay with the first half of Summercide. But I think at the middle of the show, so basically that one, it picked it up real in promos and everything, and in matches. That's really a turn during the night. So I was really pleased. And still, I might rewatch that match back to see if there's some meta shit, but I don't care because that was a beautiful story.
It's funny you say that shit. So I've tried to get out of that head, but it's something that I can't really. But this actual match itself, and before Jay goes, I'll just speak on it. I thoroughly enjoyed this fucking match. Like I try to go into a lot of matches with just an open mind and try to not go into the mode where I'm like, oh, see, I knew they're gonna do this bullshit. That match was exactly what I didn't expect. Like, no, they just kind of went for it, and the end, I didn't know it was gonna happen. And the beauty about Jake is Jake will never like give you an idea of what happened. There's certain motherfuckers that be like, not with Jake, you won't know until you actually watch
triple threat matches.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Fuck you, Cass. You don't know. So it was. I think that would be probably my match of the night. I would say Nate, but Nate didn't win, so it's not my match of the night. But no, I really enjoyed that match. I enjoyed the story it told. And the only story thing I gotta say is I think Tara wants Furiosa to go back to being Heather Angelo on the low. If you didn't notice with the lore stuff, you think maybe there's little hints here and there, but we'll see. She's like, I want Heather back. Exactly. Fuck you. See, I pick up on things even though I'm old and stupid, but I get things sometimes. So Jake, go ahead, go talk about your shit.
Yeah, Heather was the first person that I did an RP with when I introduced Tara back in late 2018. It was like a throwaway deal where Heather was just being creepy in the hallway, but might as well, like, that's the seed planting you might as well throw in. So the whole premise of this, they're still going. Yeah, they are still going. I'm drinking water the whole time. So the premise of the whole thing is like it's a rescue mission with Tara obviously went after, Valkyrie and Empress, like from the evil side going after the good version. So now it's the same kind of thing, but now she's on the good side going after the evil. But it's the same kind of deal with the history. So For the hype package, the minute I heard that song, I knew it had to be in a hype package. Most of the time when I do my hype packages, I'll just be listening to Spotify and I'll hear a song and I'll go, okay, and I'll star it and I'll save it for later. I'll save it for later. We'll get to the later one later, why that was a different situation, but this was, in my opinion, Tara's best match in OCW. It falls slightly over the Consequence match against Empress, which was also very good in my opinion. At main event, the first women's main event of a pay-per-view in OCW, and the whole element with Heather Angelo, and then you add in the Castianity shit, which I had not expected at all. That all kind of flew in after the fact because Harvey asked me for this match before Lucian even, and I was just super proud of the match. The hype package was short, but that was mostly just because of the song. There was no way I was going to put a hype package together that fulfilled a full Little Wayne verse. That was never going to happen. So I just pieced together two choruses and made it work. There's not much else to say. I was very proud of the match. I really wanted to come up with the win after that second taunt because I felt it would have been so poetic to the whole story, but man, that's comp is comp, baby, and now Furious is still a champ, so congrats.
Fucking clutch. Did I mix anybody or no? I got everybody?
Nope.
No, you got us.
Okay, so yeah, no, good shit. Probably match of the night, more than likely. So we're almost done. We're getting there, which hopefully we don't make 3 hours. Hopefully we won't, but we got the Marissa, fuck it. If we do, we do. Whatever. I'm enjoying myself now. Thank God.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So basically, here's what happened. Sidebar real quick. So what happened is it was, fuck you. It was 6:30 in the morning, right? And my dog's barking, and I'm like, what's happening? And my neighbor's like, there's a flood. So there was a flood in my house. So I wound up having to deal with that shit for most of the day, and that was annoying. And yeah, so that's why the show was late. And you know, I tried not to assault my neighbors, but it is what it is. Long story short, it was very hectic, and I was not happy doing this show. But as the show progressed, on top of the alcohol later on, but I feel better. So thank you for that. Anyway, moving on, we have the Marissa and Mac and Carter segment, which is like 7 minutes, by the way. When I talk about length on segments, this was 7 minutes. Let's talk about it briefly. I like the premise of it because Marissa's fired up from what happened. I just felt personally that it ran a little too long. I did like the fact that she fucking did the headbutt on his dick. That was hilarious. Fuck Nate Mack, I guess. But again, this thing is going on forever. It's coming to a head at next week. And, you know, you can't fault people for submitting content. That's my thing. Like, there's little different predications when people come to submitting content and doing stuff. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. You have a choice of doing nothing, doing a shitty one-sentence role play, or doing a video. If you're gonna do a video and you're gonna go all in, then, you know, I support you. My preference would be, you know, cut the fat, make it shorter, and do that. But that's me being a producer. Long story short, I wish this wasn't 7 minutes, but they weren't booked on the pay-per-view, so I understand why it was 7 minutes. But what are you gonna do? You know, next time maybe be shorter if possible. But, you know, everybody got their fucking shit in, so what do you complain about? So we'll do Russ, Colin, Max, and Jake. So Rusty, you're up. If you got any thoughts.
Oh yeah, I have.
Dig it.
I now remember.
Dig it.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Oh my god. Please, Jay, I love you, but just
you and Jake are both assholes to me. It's ridiculous.
No, you talk too much. You never shut up.
I said you talk too much.
That hurt my feelings.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember now which segment burned me out a bit, and that was this one. Because you can cut like 4 minutes of that segment and it would still be to the point. You know, it's just a lot of back and forth of brawl between John and Iceman, and we didn't need that because we saw that 100 times already, brawls between the two. So it's okay not to show. Make John go out to the ring, defend Marissa, it's okay, but when he comes to the ring, he gets absolutely whacked and goes out of the ring, and then Marissa comes in and they jump him. You can cut like 4 or 5 minutes of that segment and you still get the point, and you still get the fight, and you still get the brawl that you did. It's just that at one point I was like, it was middle of the thing, I was like, yeah, okay, next. I know where this is going. We know. We don't need to see you fight anymore. We know. Just, it's okay. And yeah, a little bit too long. It was 7 minutes for a beatdown, and for a brawl is fucking too long. Kudos to, I know with the angles and everything, I know how difficult it is to do a video like this. I know it, but make it worth it. Like, when you do a video, especially a beatdown or brawl, tell yourself, is this really worth it? Is this really advancing something? We know it's been, we discussed it earlier, it's been 10 months or something like this.
Something like that, yeah.
Shooting. Yeah, it's we don't need to see 6 minutes of fights. If you want to do something for the pay-per-view, do an impromptu kind of like a match, but not really. Like ref come out and you're still in, you know, street gears and you just fight each other, but you know, it's a shoot. Doesn't matter, but you know, do something shorter next time if there's another brawl in the making.
Fair enough.
Just my opinion.
So number 1, you hurt my feelings. Number 2, Max, you're up. Then Colin, then Jake. Did Max? Okay, there you go.
I'm here. I agree with what 274. I mean, the length. It was just, there were so many things that were just like, is that necessary? Like, did we need like Marissa jumping off the top of the ladder?
Yes.
That was at least a high spot, you know, just like John breaking his arm twice. Yeah, was a high spot.
Oh god,
but
yeah.
Did we need Marissa's dad to come out and start beating on Nate Mack?
No.
Did we need to see John carry Marissa like twice?
No.
All the way up the ramp. It's just certain things you just don't need. And like, I'd rather this energy, if they like built upon that shower idea, even though I think the shower idea had more potential than this.
Fair enough. Colin, then Jake.
So I'm really conflicted on this because I do agree with all of the points that so much of this could be cut out. But the problem is, what made this segment it wasn't a great segment, but what made it work was just that it kept piling hats on top of hats on top of hats to the point where things just went off the rails. Like, yeah, you could have taken the ladder out, but then you wouldn't have got Marissa jumping off it. You could have taken John carrying her out, but then you wouldn't got the bit where his back breaks and he puts her down and then picks her back up. You could have taken any of the finishers out and then John wouldn't have had his arms broken. And it was just a symphony of insane bullshit that was just happening to the point where it's like, are we on drugs? Are any of us alive at this point?
So if you missed it, Colin, Riot just said, confession made it long on purpose because we were on book. Sorry. Like I said, number 1, appreciate your honesty. Number 2, go fuck yourself. Don't do that. Less is more, right? Less always more. Don't feel because you're not booked that you have to fucking people's time. Don't do that. Respect people's time and they'll respect what you put forward. When you make something inherently longer for the sake of making it longer, it's a bad look. But I do appreciate your honesty. Not to cut you off, Colin, but we got to keep it wrapping up quick.
Worries.
Jake, go ahead.
Cool.
Thoughts?
Okay.
You had anything to say, or what? You got something else left?
No, the only thing I was going to ask is...
Not to cut you off, Colin, but I'm going to cut you off. Go ahead.
No.
Sorry, brother.
No, the only thing I want to ask, because it's not been talked about in any way for or against in the story yet, is the match next week for the briefcase, the ladder match?
No. It's for, as far as I'm aware of, it's for divorce papers and whatever the fuck else. It's not for the actual case.
Why does John want divorce papers?
No, Mac wants divorce papers. Look, if we ask these questions, we get upset when we talk longer than we have to. That's it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's it. No, we're good.
We're good. Go. Sorry about that.
We're good.
I want to know what's on the ladder.
Next week, that should be the end of it, I hope. I don't fucking know. Jake, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Everything that's been said is completely accurate.
No more hiccups.
No, they're still here. I'm just trying to keep it brief. Everything that's been said is completely accurate. Yeah, Max, I know we put some kind of we put some kind of hanger on the consequence match to make it like the first women's pay-per-view that wasn't a chamber. I don't remember what it was.
Wait, did
but
Max say something
anyway.
inside? Where? What?
In show discussion.
Oh,
anyway,
gotcha.
everything they said is accurate. They didn't need the first segment with the shower, and then this one had like multiple instances of them hitting DLC moves, which I guess is like a flex, like LOL, I can do DLC, which didn't make much sense to me because none of those moves were explicitly their moves. You know what I mean?
God.
Like if a DLC introduced like a more devastating version of what was already their finisher, I would understand, but it just didn't make any sense to see John Carter hit 2 of Saray's finisher and then do the punch that Ronda Rousey does. Like none of that
I didn't catch any of
registered
that
for me. Yeah, and so you could have cut all that out. And I will say it's actually advantageous to be somebody who's not booked and has to represent your story on a pay-per-view or any show for that matter, because if you want to say like, oh, we went long because we weren't booked, a 7-minute match is not equivalent to a 7-minute segment. You have to understand that, because a 7-minute match is going to be long for just, it's a match. Like there's going to be stuff that happens. So don't think that length equals quality. So
yes,
just hit your notes, write out your storyboard, and make sure that all of the story points that you want to hit are hit. Don't elongate it for no reason just to make it as long as a match or as long as you think a match would be. That doesn't make any sense. It should be an advantageous thing to have the creative freedom to do whatever you want in a segment versus being forced into a match.
So to expound on Jake before we move on to the next match, because we're almost done, is honestly, when it comes to video or even text, less is more. If you do something simple and it resonates, I'll speak for myself personally, but when people do things simply, that will stick with me for like ever, as opposed to somebody who does like a very long segment. For example, the Max Colin singing segment, what is it? What the fuck was it called?
No goal comes easy.
There you go. No goal comes easy. No goal comes easy. That sticks with me, regardless to the fact I can't fucking sing the song right now, but I know the beats of it.
That wasn't because of the length.
But
that's a bad example.
No, it wasn't long though. It was like about 3. But the point I'm making is
that's not a great example.
There's other examples. Okay,
it was 3 minutes 41 seconds.
Wow, that's hauntingly accurate. Okay, look. Long story short, before fucking Jake tells me I'm wrong, less is more. That's all I gotta say. But moving on, we got Tony versus Nate. Great fucking match. I'm so sad that fucking Tony won, but it is what it is. Move over, new fucking old stars. Boo. We'll do Jake, Russ, Max, and Colin. I'm sad. Great match though. Fun fact: Nate basically trained for about a day, and that was it. That's how you know Mugen didn't train at all. Mugen just went in fresh, and that's what happened with Mugen. Nate trained. So Nate training for one day. That's what you got. You got a guy that can hang with the top tier just fucking around. That's how I am too. I gotta put myself over real quick. Imagine if I trained for a day. You see, why can't you just give me my props? Like, why is it?
Because
why does
I can
it hurt
give
your
you
soul?
a million props for a million things.
Why does it hurt your? Why does it hurt your soul to give me my fucking kudos?
I can give you kudos for one million things,
you can't.
but not this one.
That's what hurts my feeling. Like, I'm a bad motherfucker, and you can't give me my. It doesn't matter. It's not about me. It's about Nate.
You know that
and
bad
Tony.
motherfuckers don't need to say that they're bad motherfuckers.
I don't have to, but you know what? I whooped your ass with 70 OVR anyway. Moving on. Great fucking match. I'm sad Tony won, but I'm happy Tony won, but I'm sad Tony won. And me and Jake also forgot about Drago taking the summer. That's on us. We'll do.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't mention it. I didn't mention it, so we both forgot.
Yes, I did. It's in the list.
You didn't mention Drago in the summer.
In the list.
Whatever. Okay, we'll do Rust, Colin, Max, and Jake. I'm not being aggressive. I'm just being fair. Colin, you're up.
Okay.
God damn it.
Oh god, yeah, this. This was a really good match. It was something that actually, surprised me with how much Nate sort of hung with Tony, because I kind of expected, with the nature of this game and how snowbally it is, for Tony to just get an early lead and the thing to be over in 6 minutes and be like, okay, there we go. No more Summer Taker. But no, I really, really enjoyed it. Really great match, really competitive. And I'm interested in seeing what Tony does with this, whether that's just like the end of a Summer Streak storyline or whether he's going to carry it on some way.
Rusty?
Fucking amazing match. Fluid. The fact that Nate just trained for a couple of hours or a day and just didn't fall, and no, it didn't fall into the meta of the game. Nope. Like
I love that
mechanics
so
and stuff. He just played like he played on 19 with just 22 mechanics, but he just didn't try to overstate his thing. It's just that it was fluid between the two. Chemistry is up there, and
that fucking spear.
Because he took a step back after the top rope thing. So basically, Tony just gets up after failing off the top rope, and he takes like 1 or 2 steps back and run for the spear. And it was just just little details like this. And Nate is all about details in all his matches, and I'm proud that even in this shitty game he can do it and he still does it. So I'm not complaining about the results. I'm just the only nitpick is not about the two competitors. It's just about the game, always the game. Because the damage just goes up too fast in this game. So that's just we can do nothing about that. So I would have loved to see a longer match. I was just disappointed it ended. I didn't either Tony or Nate win. For me, it's a win-win situation. So I'm glad that Tony won. So every streak needs to be over at some point and everything. So that's a passing of the torch. I'm glad. And what?
No, I'm laughing.
The minion storyline.
No. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because me and Jake says he didn't, but we didn't acknowledge that Drago actually took the Summer from Nate. Me and him just went. Well, I went on just assuming that didn't happen, totally negating Drago. But it is what it is. But speaking of which,
Drago took this Summer as well, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And the only nitpick I have is that I want to see a longer match. It was still competitive as fuck.
It was great. It was like 50 minutes.
Very much. But I would have loved to see. It was so fluid and everything. 30 minutes of that match, I would still enjoy it. So
interesting. Maxi.
I think Russ hit most of the nails on the head. I think it's like this is the last feather in Nate's cap, right? That he had to collect, the last Infinity Stone, if you will.
Well, from Dominion, yeah, he basically beat. He defeated Rusty, Danny. Tony was the last one, but Tony was like, "No, B." Dominion storyline, long story in 2 years.
And that's how you would book it. 10 out of 10 times. The one thing I would say is I wish this match, out of all the matches I didn't, I wish this one had a hype package.
Fair point. Okay, interesting. It wasn't really like. In my opinion, it was one that warranted a hype package, but didn't need one. But I understand that. Jake, your thoughts?
Just such a good match. The presentation of both entrances were so good. I do fully agree that there should have been a hype package because just the levity of the situation, like this being the final Dominion match among the 3 that we had with Danny and then Russ last year and now Tony. I would have liked that, but I don't think it hurt it that much to not have it. Nate still looked like Nate, even if you want to get meta and tell everybody how little he plays the game and all that stuff. Nate still looked like Nate because he's just good at what he does. I think it was huge to have both Mugen and Nate fall on the same night.
Ooh.
Symbolic. Is this symbolic, King? Yes, it is. We'll see. I mentioned in the chat this is the first time since 2014 that both Nate and Mugen lost on the same show.
I don't want to hear that.
I know that eats Jay up, but nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Don't say that.
Tomorrow, next year when Nate shows up, like nobody cares. Nate is still Nate, and Tony will benefit from this greatly while not really hurting Nate Ortiz. So
Not. Because again,
Tony, I think is at a point. Tony is, I think, at a point anyway where he's just completely on another spectral like plane. So I'm not sure how much it helped him either, but getting the definitive victory and like putting the final nail in the Dominion coffin is nice. So we don't have to worry about like, oh, is that still a thing or whatever.
Nope, it's gone.
I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was probably the second best match of the night.
Fair.
I would still put my match with Furiosa over it. Just I don't like to be selfish, but
I know, especially in the fucking videos.
Looking at all 8 matches, I would say this was probably the second best match of the night. Well placed. It was so fun to see Nate Ortiz the way he does his entrances with all the history that he does. It was great.
No, it was
That's all I
good.
got.
I think I got everybody. Okay, so now we have a point of sadness. We have the Cutlass turn. So here's a fun fact about Cutlass. I didn't know that was gonna happen. The thing is, I usually don't watch. All right. So, real curtain. Jake can attest. I don't like none of you motherfuckers, but I try not to watch all the videos in full, like unless I have to. But I kind of like do, because just to make sure if any stupidity I can like filter it out or whatever, like the Hitogui segment. So when I watched this, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I thought that they was building to some kind of like versus the lads. When it happened, I was like, I was mad, like shocked, and yeah. So the VP was also shocked. I don't know what to think about this. Like this kind of bums me out, but then at the same time, now me thinking as an owner, as the promoter, it's like, well then everyone's like, oh, Cutlass versus fucking the lads to see who fights fucking Sanctum after to fight after the Believers, who wins the tag team. Like, there's a team gone now. I don't know what the fuck happened. All I gotta say is, Hurt My Heart is a pay-per-view match, I think, maybe, or if not, maybe a super show match, like Ultra Riot or Ultra Turmoil, or whatever the fuck Turmoil's called. I don't know if Turmoil's called Ultra or not, but this hurt my heart. This was fucking weird. And then I know Jake thought he was clever, but the whole Sideshow Bob thing, I don't know, bro. Other than that, no, hurt my heart. Fuck you. And I have so many questions to answer. So we'll do Russ, Colin, Maxx, then Jake to explain his shitty action. So Colin, my feelings. Ow.
Who's first? Me?
Colin's first, but I don't know if he's here or not.
No,
Russ,
here.
Colin, and then
Yeah, I
you said
thought Russ
Colin.
was first.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Russ, Colin. I'm sorry, Russ
You
first,
did
then
twice in a
Colin.
row, yeah.
I'm sorry. Look, dude, I'm drinking. Fuck your face.
Hey, don't worry.
Colin,
Go for it, Russ.
Russ, you're first, then Colin,
Okay,
then
okay.
Max, then Jake.
Thank you very much, Colin.
You're welcome.
A little behind the curtain.
Oh, the curtain.
Thing we were discussing
curtain.
in the discussion thing in
Oh,
the Who
yes.
chat. We were discussing with Kent how
Curtain.
much we think Cutlass is a great team.
Yes.
They mesh together well.
Yes.
They're not, they're not into gold thing. They're
Mhm.
more into stories and everything. And we were like, oh, we like this team. That's one of the few teams we like and everything. And then boom, and then we were like, no, not now. We're praising you, you motherfuckers. No,
God damn it.
no. I was like, God damn it, no, never again. I'm gonna speak about someone or some team in a good way. Just fuck you. And I think it was everybody's reaction, even in the VP, everybody
Yep.
was disgusted. That
Pretty
was
much.
good TV. That's
was.
the shocking value, and sometimes we miss the shocking value because we see things happening before it happens. And this one was out of the blue, like nobody. If someone tells me, "Oh, I saw that coming," you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. So no, that was very good. That was very well done. And I'm a little bit disgusted that this team is no more, because I feel like they've not been together for a long time.
It's been a couple
And
months.
and they have such a good interaction between the two. So it's just,
Bummer.
where's the parrot when you need him?
Yep.
Just like the parrot would have killed that motherfucker.
It's fucking bummer, bro.
yeah, it's, you
I
know.
hate.
But now I'm eager to see where Baxter, his attitude is gonna be, because he can be the colorful, you know,
He's legend, bro.
guy he has been so far, and maybe we're gonna see Davy Jones again, or yeah, it was Davy Jones his name, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe we're gonna see that part of him come back again. So I'm eager to see where this goes. I know Jake can tell us fucking story, so I'm
He's
not,
at the last.
you know,
He's the
I'm
last
not worried.
one, but it's
I'm
a
not.
bummer.
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not worried. I'm kind of excited. Bummer to not see Cutlass, but maybe it's gonna benefit both people. So at least it benefits all the viewers, so it's good.
I'm fucking bummed out. So it's it's Colin, then Maxx, then Jake.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm conflicted about this because this was so well done, and I know that Jake and Baxter are going to tell an amazing story with this, whatever it turns out to be. But man, I loved Cutlass. For me, in a better world, Cutlass are the tag champions right now, and it is such a shame to lose them from the division because it's kind of. I wish the tag division on a whole could shake this feeling of they're champions, and then whoever's going after them, and then it's almost like this revolving door of people who just try, fail, and then the board just gets sort of flipped. So yeah, I think it's a negative for the tag division. Whether it's a net negative, I don't know, because I think this Carmine story is going to be amazing. But I did like Cutlass. But if this cements Victor as a really big heel, I'm into it, to be honest, because I reckon he's got a lot of potential as a character. And like Russ said, I'd forgotten about Davy Jones, right? These two characters have so much depth that we've not been able to look into for a very long time, or in Carmine's case, yet, to be honest. So it's balanced. We're going to see whether it's a net positive or net negative, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, some disappointment, some good stuff.
Okay, Maxx, then.
I just have just one question, right? And it's just like, can we have one non-title tag team feud? Is that too much to ask for?
No,
Right?
we want the pixels.
I just wanted the Lazarus Cutlass. I'm like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Both teams, you know, one team trying to make a name, one team trying to bounce back after losing.
Give me your pixels.
Very nice. And then this happens, and I'm like, damn, he was close. Because I know the Laz's not gonna fight TWC. I know teams are about to just be in limbo until they get a tag title shot. So
Oh god,
like, upset.
Come on, title shot.
Oh god.
Give me a title shot.
I'll
fight Sanctum on my own in a handicap match.
Jake, thoughts
and melt both titles down.
On your heartbreak with your hiccups? Oh, I think he died.
No, the sadness.
Okay.
The sadness has robbed my hiccups.
Okay.
From their existence. Maxx, we tried. Also, I'm very sad. I'm very upset with what happened.
Fuck you.
I was not,
he's doing
I was
shtick.
not ready for it to. I was not ready for it to air.
Guys turning on the
But
Owen
it
Hart
did.
voice.
And I guess the only thing I have to say is tune in next Friday.
Yeah, the only thing you have to
no.
say is tune in is fuck Chris
Very
Baxter, you
cute.
asshole, you piece of shit. Fucking dickhead. God damn it. I want your pixels, I want your titles, I want your boots. Okay, moving on. We have another really fucking solid match. The hype package with H2O, well, Maxx Edwards versus H2O, the co-main event. I'm gonna call it co-main event. So here's a fun fact about Maxie, which I can never sing the praises of Maxie enough. So when Maxie does a hype video, he thinks outside of the box, I guess. And his music selection is always the polar opposite of whatever everyone else does. That's the best way I can explain it. A little bit of history, a little bit of lore, a little bit of action, good fucking video. The match itself, again, I this again. Basically, I feel like the second half of Summercide was like dope tier. Like not to discredit anybody prior, but after like I guess maybe the women's match, it was just crazy in my opinion. Whatever, I'm entitled to it. Yeah, no, great fucking match. In commentary, if you listen to it, I would be like, all Maxie has to do is, you know, he can still, and then Mike kicked him right in the mouth, and it was over. I was like, oh well, fuck. But great fucking match. Loved it. Loved the story to it. I'm happy that H2O won, but I'm also kind of sad Maxx didn't win because Maxx is on that precipice. And I know that Maxx has been kind of burning the candle at both ends. So I'm kind of hoping that we still see something from Maxx. Because I know that with the amount of effort that Maxx does, it can lead you to be a certain, you know, feel a certain way. Like, oh, you know, but he's been on his shit. And this is a really good fucking showing. And happy, but I'm also bummed that he didn't win, I guess. It's weird. Because the whole Casciani thing, but either way, great fucking match, solid as fuck, and yeah. So we'll do Jake, Rust, Colin, then Maxx because he was in this match. So take it away, Mr. Allen.
Phenomenal work on the video package. I knew there would be with Maxx and H2O. But like Jay said, I was not ready for the musical choice. But the difference is the difference actually kind of pulled me in a little bit because, you know, with wrestling, it's so hard. The musical choices are pretty limited unless you can find something that's pretty weirdly in between. I've tried a couple of hip hop things and a couple of EDM things and like hype packages and promo stuff.
May I cut you off for a
It's hard
second?
to pull off. Yeah.
Your thing is basically like you said. Your method is you find something from Spotify that kind of earworms you, and that's what gets you. That's what gets me all the time because I wind up humming your themes. Maxx goes. I don't know where Maxx goes because Maxx is a young dude. Maxx is like younger than us, but he hits these like weird, like Drago-esque old school connotations with his music. Like motherfucker will bust out Elton John out of nowhere. I don't know, but that's the difference between him and everybody else. It may not resonate as much with people because people like, you know, catchy tunes and pop culture, but Maxx hits a different stride, if you will. Either way, dope shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Good job. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I don't know that I'm going to put Maxx on a pedestal, like an artistic pedestal like that, but I will say Maxx is able to express his vision more than other people. Other people may see a same vision or something that is like has that same vibe to them, but Maxx has the actual video editing skills where he's able to do it. Owen is the same way. Like so many people could see things, they could visualize things, but you have to be able to put it in reality. Maxx does it perfectly. And another thing Maxx does perfectly is encapsulate the entirety of a feud within his hype package. He's done it forever. My most favorite Maxx video, and it probably won't be overtaken even past the Resolution Archer one, was Video Killed the Radio Star last year against Justin Jest. And whether it's a video package, a hype package, or like a promo or whatever, he always knows how to use music in his favor to give you the emotion that you can't. So because when you watch a real life video package, WWE, AEW, doesn't matter, there's always all kinds of voice overlays. There's like, you got Excalibur and Jim Ross and the people in the feud, they're always talking. We don't have that because most of what we do is text. So we have music to fill in those gaps, and Maxx is the one who does that, in my opinion, better than anybody else. He uses his music to the best ability. This one took me way by surprise because it was way out of left field. The match itself, to be bluntly honest with it, was disappointing. Obviously disappointing.
Wow.
Disappointing in the result, obviously, because we all wanted Maxx to win. I wanted Maxx to win. We had him penciled as the main event before we watched all the stuff. We really wanted this to be Maxx's moment, you know. But sometimes that's the beauty of OCW, man. It sometimes the comp element surprises you and it pops up, and sometimes something that you thought would be way competitive is not, and something that you thought would be a squash is not. And in this case, Maxx put up a fight. It wasn't a squash by any means, but especially with the ending, the last 3 or 4 minutes, I would say, was really thoroughly dominated by Casciani. And that, I would not look at that as a, oh, fuck Maxx Edwards or anything like that. I would look at it more as a triumphant victory or something like really, really beneficial to H2O, especially in this new era, and Casciani. So Maxx did a great job of making the match feel important to the point where no matter what the result was, it was going to be satisfying, and it was just that. Even though it wasn't the most competitive match of all time, it was satisfying in its result. Yeah, and it built up to what we saw in the main event. We had 2-0. It was Furiosa, and I said it in the viewing party. I said that despite we had 3 world championship matches, all 3 of them the champion retained, and still each one of them felt incredibly important to the overall arc of OCW.
Fair, but this match itself was like it didn't feel like I don't know if I'm saying like not one-sided, but it felt like I said up until the last minute I thought it was either way, and then
It wasn't a squash.
H2O was like, nah, man. But the only other thing, I had an idea and I lost it. Fuck. God damn it. I can't remember. Well, go ahead, Rusty. You're next. Russ, then Colin, then Russ.
Actually, sorry. Would anyone mind if I jumped in? Because we just got onto a bit of music talk.
Jump in.
So, I mean, one thing I want to say about like the music choice as we kind of this is my subject. This is my house. I don't know anything about wrestling.
So you
but...
can go. You can speak, and then Russ, and then Matt.
Yeah, that's one. So I think what anyone who does something like this against Castellanti has to remember is that Castellanti's aesthetic and their musical aesthetic is Ghost, right? It is the band Ghost. So I think what I will say about Max's song choice isn't just a song choice on its own, right? You had that old school sort of softer theme that is going against Ghost's Square Hammer, right? And that builds up Castellanti, right? Because realistically, if with Ghost aesthetic being this kind of bluesy, spooky rock, if you just go with some standard like butt rock that pumps you up, you kind of bury Castellanti a bit because you make what they do sound less heavy in comparison, less weighty because you're kind of one-upping that. And I really respect that, Maxx was willing to take the tempo down, take the mood down in order to really accentuate what Castellanti does. And that kind of goes towards my feeling of the match. I think if you look at it in a vacuum, the match was disappointing. It ended in very much a thud when Maxx got kicked in the face. But that's what Castellanti does. It just completely cuts things off. It is the contrast between whatever you're doing and what they're doing as a takeover. And I think Maxx put that over perfectly in everything. And I'd say to anybody who's doing a story with any member of Castellanti when you're making a hype video, you've either got to do what Maxx did and find some deep cut that really sells the eeriness and the spookiness of the music and the aesthetic they're going to go with, or you need to take it to another level to make them feel softer in comparison and kind of have that eerie calm that Castellanti has. And I'll just warn you of this, guys. I'm sorry, but your Trivium Slipknot shit is not heavy. You need to be if you want to make Castellanti this like spooky, calm, almost murderous feel, you need to bring out fucking Infant Annihilator. That's genuine. Damn. Seriously, that's what you need to do. You need to bring out Shining Norway. You need to bring out Anal Cunt. You need to bring out something that makes Castellanti. It puts them in a different light. That's what music does. And I don't want to see a next storyline where someone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring out Skillet."
I love it so much.
Please don't.
I love
because I'm so into what Castellanti are doing. Their aesthetic is on point, and Maxx was the best choice to work with. I put him over La Solution. This is why he's the dude to. Maybe he's not going to hold the title yet. One day in the future he will. This is why. It's just the attention to detail that I wish everybody had.
It's fucking weird that some people get it, some people fucking don't. But you basically hit the nail on the head. Who the fuck is next on the list? Is it fucking Rust or Maxx? Is it Rust?
It's Rust. Sorry, I took his place.
No,
sorry.
you did.
It's all right.
Go ahead, my little baguette. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a very good point and a very good point of
fucking
view
solid.
from a musician. So yeah,
I love it.
I loved it.
The engineer perspective.
For I don't think I have anything more than what Jake and Colin said about the promo package because they basically said a detailed version of everything. I love promo packages, and this one was every Maxx promo packages are just fantastic.
You don't miss.
Yeah, you never miss. And for everybody who knows it, I don't think I put anyone over as much as I do with Maxx. every time for
I think
everything,
everybody
for
wants Maxx to
promos,
succeed.
for
Every time
video,
for
for
everything.
yeah, yeah.
I think everybody.
It's
I
just
think
that
universally everybody wants Maxx to succeed. Everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless of
And
clique or
as
crew,
much
everybody wants to succeed.
as much as I want to see him succeed as a Cohle and as a champion and everything, this loss doesn't really affect my point of view of Maxx. It's just like a little setback because that's the whole cash and thing. Harvey just turned right now, so him winning with the power of cash unity now that he has his new new attire and new
Can we
gimmick
talk?
and
Can we talk
everything.
about real quick how he came out rusty? Can we talk about that real quick?
Yes. I'm gonna
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna say
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay. That was, and everybody in VP was like, "Oh, what is this? What is this?" Obviously, I knew it was coming, and it came out really better than what I anticipated. So it was fucking amazing, and nobody ever saw Harvey that much of a heel. Like really not in between facing the heel and everything, just embracing the whole Christianity thing with the fucking music, and it was like a second iteration of Cassidy Hayes when he created it. So it was perfect, and I don't mind it being not really a squash. It was just like Maxx put up some moves and some reversals and everything, but all in all, the match was almost, let's say, 90% Harvey, and just show that not every babyface can win. Cashing is here to crush dreams like they always do. They always did since the formation. The Casmoid was about this with Rex and everything. It's the same thing over and over again, but with different people and different attitudes and great baby faces in front of them. So just it does nothing wrong for Maxx losing this match, because it was never about gold at the first place. It was always story driven. Always. That's what I appreciate about Maxx. He rarely or never talk about gold, and it's not his ultimate goal. His ultimate goal is to make stories with people, and this was the perfect matchup for him. I would have loved to see Maxx dethroning Harvey, because Harvey has a, kind of a thing to losing to younger people at Summercide. So it's just up and coming superstars and stuff. But this time he retained, and it was great for everybody. The match could have been better, but comp is comp. So I don't mind. I'm impatient to see where Maxx goes from here. And Harvey, I think he should go in the more vicious way now that he has the look to back it up. To have a more vicious look and more vicious attitude towards anybody. It's how I see Harvey go, but you never know. But overall, great presentation. Everything was great. So kudos to you guys.
So two things. Number one, before we go to Maxx, number one, you made a great point, and I forgot to expound on it because I've been drinking too much, so I can't remember anymore. But I don't remember what the fuck you said that was actually important. But goddamn it, the point is that I think universally everybody appreciates Maxx for some fucking reason. They want Maxx to be the guy, I guess. But what I did find funny, I think might have been Salami, might have been like, oh well, fucking, same thing with fucking H2O. H2O's only been a champion for like a month. So I don't know. I'm just calling out bullshit. So that's bullshit anyway. Maxx,
He's a good champion.
This is your match. Your thoughts?
Well, one thing, I did not think that the song choice is gonna be the talking point.
It's a good fucking song, bro.
I was just like, I guess I'm gonna bury myself here. Where like, you guys talking about how these deep cuts, so thoughtful and really creative. And really, I was just like, I want.
Oh no.
Normally I do one song, right? So for this one, I was like, I want to do two songs. So I was like, I'm gonna have a song that represents me. So I chose a song from The Killers, and then I chose a song from Ghost to represent Cass. And I was like, all right, yep, this works.
I didn't know what I'm doing.
You did the right thing though, and that's the kind of point.
Oh shit, that's amazing. If you have anything else, keep expounding on it.
And then to pull the curtain even more, this wasn't even like something that like I was working on for I literally just did this Thursday. I put in like a good 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours, and then I got it all done on Thursday, and I was like, all right, I'm actually really happy with this came out. That's why I was a little bit late, but I was like, I'm really happy with this came out. I'm glad I did it. I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
As for the match, after losing the match, one of like the first things I texted her was you better have not lost to Tara. And
shit.
I told him that because I was like, if I'm gonna lose, especially because I already pretty much knew how like the card was gonna like the placement of the match was gonna be. And I was like, it better be
Oh my god.
the first 2 matches better go the same way.
Holy shit.
All right, and they did. They both went Cassiani's way. So that means that last match, it was all up to Cass to capture the final piece, and it was all up to Quartz to defend that final piece from Cassianity. And that's why I was really happy with the way the night as a whole played out.
Holy shit. Oh my god, that made me fucking laugh so hard, B. I almost fucking choked like Jake.
I think Jake died.
Jake died. You alright, Jake? You
Why
there?
did I die?
Okay.
Nice.
Because you're outspoken normally, and now you just.
No,
silent.
he's fine. Okay. So number one, Max, this is another reason why I love you. Holy shit. Like, I don't know why everyone likes this. I just kind of just did this at the last minute. Good job. You should have just been like, yeah, man, you know, I tried my best. And Max like, nah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's like, ah, great. We love it.
No, he's got good instinct for it, man. And that's sometimes all you can ask for.
Fuck. I can't breathe.
You alright there?
I'm fine. I'll make it. We're almost done. Wow, this has been 3 hours. Fuck everybody.
We got it. It's fine. We got Trey Golden
Look, okay.
live from prison.
Okay, so
Oh,
before we go to Trey Golden, which wasn't on Jake's list, by the way, which is hilarious. That's hating on Jake's part.
Just racist.
First and foremost, we've been on here for 3 hours and we're still cooking. So thank you for everybody for watching us and everybody he's here in Discord. So we have Trey Golden. Fuck you. We have Trey Golden at Central Bookings in Queens. I don't know, man. I'm glad Trey's around. I don't know if he did his actual role play, but either way, I mean, it's Trey. So we'll do Jake, Russ, Max, Colin. Jake, you're up first.
I appreciated the follow-up to the
Yes.
story. I figured that we would get absolutely nothing and he would show up in a completely different gimmick. That was my assumption, and I was proven wrong. And he had a lot of references to what his goals are and what he came from. He talked about his wolves, and his wolves, I don't know if he's been paying attention. If they have TV in jail, but they're not really anything anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what happens once he gets out of there. I don't know if jail is symbolic to his ineptitude in telling a real story, but we'll see about that. But this segment, at least, was pretty good. I
Might be coughing up blood. Jesus Christ.
I was big. I was actually big on this because it didn't overstay its welcome, and like I already mentioned, it hit on a lot of notes from the past and laid out his goals for the future. So when Trey does come back, it should be pretty fun.
We'll do Max, Russ, and Colin. Max, you're up. Fuck, I might be dying. Go ahead.
I thought it was. I also it was interesting to see just like again the follow up, and not only like a follow up and it was a follow up in video format. As for what actually happened and like the words, some of it was like I was a little bit lost. 'Cause, like Trey's talking about no more Mr. Nice Guy and stuff, and like
he getting his
it
ass.
It was like a character change, but it really wasn't a character change.
Well, to have a character change, you have to have a character.
Don't be a dick.
Boom.
Oh.
Roasted.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Jake. Come on, don't be a dick. Go ahead, man.
I mean, it's totally factually accurate. The reason that we're confused is because he has not established anything in the previous whatever months. And that's an inconsistency thing that he can sort out, and it starts with this promo.
The good thing about it, is like now that this promo is on Summercide, it's in a relatively, it's like before probably like the segment of the night,
Really?
and then before obviously the main event. I think it's in a high profile spot, so it's not something that Trey could use however he wishes now and further, with his character, and it will still be in people's mind. It won't be like him just saying things to make it canon. It's like, well, nah, this was an actual thing that happened throughout these couple of times,
Exactly.
Fair enough, Rusty. Then Colin.
I mean, pretty much all they're saying. To give credit is due. Like seeing a Trey promo anywhere, anytime is a good welcome. No, for real. It's just I don't know if he did it or not, or someone help him did it. It's okay. No, it's okay. I saw Trey. I said, you know what? He's refining his character. He's doing a promo. I'm listening. It's straight to the point. It's okay. It's okay. It didn't overstay his welcome. It was pretty okay. I'm okay with that. I won't shoot on what Trey did. It was okay.
Colin.
You okay?
I'm alright.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the deep lore that happened before I came here, but I've always kind of liked Trey more than it feels like many people do. So I like this prison development. The thing is, I think there are so many ways it can go, and I'm trying not to fantasy book it because I don't want to be disappointed. I think with Trey, the biggest thing he needs is consistency. It doesn't need He doesn't need to be successful or set the world on fire. He just needs to do something every week that leads in a direction, and he'll be fine. Because I think there's a good role player in there and a good storyteller in there. He just needs to go with it and not second guess himself, and he'll be in a great position. So promising, but I want to see what happens next.
Did I miss anybody else in this list, or did we cover everybody?
No, we got everyone.
Fantastic. Stop fucking talking, Jay. Fuck you, Adam. Suck my dick. Goddamn. Gonna be aggressive with me. Fuck you. Go take care of your children. Where we at? Hold on. Be aggressive with me. We got one more. We got
the TB Dupree thing.
Yes, the TB Dupree segment, which I'm sure Drago's waiting for. So, fun fact: before the world went pear-shaped, the idea was this came in late. And I said, hey, Jake, I know you're in California, but if you would please, I would love to commentate this 5-minute segment with you. Jake said yes. And then on that same day, on Saturday, as I mentioned earlier, I had a gigantic flood and my life was ruined. And Jake Modem decided to turn heel on him, and he didn't have access until maybe 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Long story short, we couldn't do commentary for it. Either way, it didn't fucking matter. Long story short, the Japan show, as Jake would call it, I'm sorry, Jake, I'm shooting from the hip. We would call it the Fight House show. We have our first match announced, which is Le French Blade versus Drago Caesar. Number one, that is probably the loudest I've heard the VP, which is crazy. It was also the loudest and also the saddest, kind of like highs and lows, if you will, for this matchup. My favorite part was Drake saying, Jake. Wow, Drake. You used to call me on my cell phone. Jake saying, Jake saying, if I hear Tarzan by, I swear to Christ. And then when they hit, he just fucking lost his mind. Like things like that, like stupid shit like this is what I kind of do this shit for. Just for that, like I had to lower my volume because the VP was that fucking loud between like everybody. Jake screaming and Elliot screaming and Russ screaming and whoever else was screaming, and then other people.
I didn't have a mic on. I was not screaming.
Other people kind of being quiet, like, "Oh, what? Fuck you!" Yeah,
nobody was silent.
No, it was I think the loudest VP I've ever heard in my life. It was fucking.
Drago
great.
gave Elliot his first orgasm.
Yeah, no, Elliot lost his. It was, you know, when like the mic gets so loud that like it's like meme status when like you see those videos on YouTube where the mic is broken. That's what it felt like. The speakers, like they were broken. Like I've never heard that kind of reaction. It was amazing, honestly. So yeah, so if you didn't know, for the Japanese show, the Japan show,
the Japan show.
Fuck you, Colin. You get the idea.
No, I got you.
For Red Sun Rising, we have one of the match. This isn't even the biggest match, but we have Drago Caesar versus Russ Cohle. So I sent Russ a text. I'm like, get ready for the groans, brother. Get ready for everybody to go, ugh. Honestly, that didn't even happen. People like, oh shit, Russ is back. Great. Despite what everyone predications have for Russ Cohle, he's one of the better hands of OCWFED. You could suck my dick if you don't agree. In 19, he was fucking goat tier when it came to putting on quality matches and entertaining shit. 2022, I don't fucking know. I still think it's pretty good.
I'm doo-doo, my twin.
Fuck you. Being said, it was great. Made me happy. The fact that the VP was so fucking loud. I wish I would have recorded it for fucking Melon, but it is what it is. We have Drago Caesar versus Russ Cohle once in a Han time at the at Red Sun Rising. So I'm happy for that. So we'll do Jake, Colin, Max, then Russ. Be honest, be free, go forth. Jake, you're up.
Drago Caesar versus Rustin Cohle. My God.
Yeah.
What a joy. I have no negative things to say. I know it's a huge surprise, but the fact that, like, the whole presentation of it, Russ to come out first, and you're like, it's only been 50 days, whatever. And then Drago Caesar. I knew you had big plans for Red Sun Rising, and this is, I think, the only match publicly announced.
Yes.
You can correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
Yeah, because every time an announcement played, I was like, oh, here it is. Here, because I know of two other matches that are happening, and I was waiting for them to be announced. They were not. This was a crazy announcement. I appreciate you keeping me in the dark on this one so that you could announce it on the TV show. And the fact that you put it on a pay-per-view, man, now it's real. Now it's not a glorified house show, is it?
Yeah. Oh,
So
just
I'm
wait.
looking forward to it. It'll be what it is. It's a one-off match. It'll
Just
be as fun
wait.
as it can be for a one-off match. And I'm so excited to see Drago in the ring again.
You just wait, Jake Allen. Fun fact, Jake Allen called it a glorified house show, and I took offense to it. We have 6 matches announced so far, and this ain't even the biggest match. Maybe it might be. I don't fucking know. But there's 5 other matches that are like, holy shit, yep. Don't forget, it's going to be great. And we're going to start announcing them soon, I guess. The artworks have been done, and we still got 2 more matches we have to announce to make the final 8. I got to figure out what the final 8 would be, but either way, it's going to be fucking the amazing glorified house show. So it's a Colin, then Max, and Russ. Colin.
Yeah, I'm completely out of the loop. I don't know anything about the booking side of things, so I'm really excited to see what you guys have in store. You know, whether that's just like big sort of one-off matches, or whether there's going to be stuff that has implications for the rest of the OCW universe. I'm really excited.
No.
And Drago is horrifying. He's the scariest. Seriously, man. Anyone else I've ever played on any wrestling game, I've been like, you know what? If you've beaten me, it could have gone another way. No, he is not on. He's not from Earth. He's not on this level. That's the thing. He's like the blind kid who is somehow a godlike Pac-Man that you see at every arcade, or the guy that holds onto the banisters at Dance Dance Revolution, and his legs turn to a fucking blur. That's what Drago is to me, and that's why I'm excited about this match. Honestly,
Drago horrifying is the best call ever. Drago is horrifying.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, the segment was a good double surprise. It was a good double surprise where we had not only Russ come back, but then also Drago obviously make his more long-awaited return.
2 years.
It was worthy of the Kent announcement. Kent announcements always bring big news. He never disappoints, and this also was far from a disappointment.
I just love the fact said Drago is horrifying. It's an accurate statement. To quote Russ Cohle, what the fuck is he doing? Anyway, speaking of Russ, you're up.
Actually, behind the curtain little thing. I did this in.
Oh, you politic? You politic? Didn't you politic it?
No, not politic.
You politic?
No,
you politic?
Oh my god. Shut up.
You did. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Stop it. You politics
No.
it.
I asked Jay first. First, I asked Jay if it was canon, if the show was canon, because I'm not going to do a Summercide promo if the show is not canon and stuff. And he said, no, it's not a glorified house show. It's like a
Jake said
treat
that.
it like a Saudi. He said to me, treat it like a Saudi Arabia show. I was a bet. So we did the thing, and I really wanted to. The reaction we had, I didn't expect to be this big. Like literally, I think Elliot just jizzed his pants. Like it was nuts. It was nuts. I was like, okay, but the point was,
super
I
loud.
wanted to, because Russ has been off for like a month. It's not the big deal. The big deal is like
50 days.
These are. That's why after the Russ entrance, I wanted to pause a little bit, like who it is, and I knew people would be like, oh, I know Russ would come back. Yeah, but that's the only fucking reason I would come back. Like, I had to politic my way into fighting Drago Caesar, and now, that's the big thing. And funny thing is that Jake, in one of our draft podcasts, put that, I think it was the second draft podcast when we booked the shows. He booked it for his own live show as a special singles match. So yeah, it's a little of a wet dream come true. So
He fucking said it, remember? He was like,
Yeah.
I swear
And
to
then-
God, if I fucking hear Tarzan play, I swear to fucking God. Next thing you know, he just
Oh,
started
Elliot was
screaming.
was
No.
screaming like a little girl.
Elliot
It was-
started screaming, then Jake started screaming. fucking each other was like, what is happening? I don't understand.
I was laughing, but I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. More to come for
shit.
Open Rising, but we wanted to announce the first match as a, the big thing to tell people, this show is gonna be Mazzano. So thank you very much.
Brother, that ain't even the fucking that's one of the biggest match. Like, honestly, there's 6 matches so far booked, and 6 of them are the fucking biggest matches in OCW. And that's only because Jake called it a glorified house show, and I took that shit personally. I was like, suck my dick, my guy. I'll show you a glorified house show, you motherfucker. But yes, I'm very happy to see what's up with that. And the part of me is I'm not even fucking working on that like full time. That's not me, that's other people, so thank God. Did we miss anybody, or we covered everybody for this one? That was a feel good fucking moment. I've never heard a VP that fucking loud. I think it might have just been Elliot Parker and fucking Jake. I think, honestly.
Well, there's plenty others, but the others were not.
Some
as
people were
loud
like,
as those.
"What the fuck?" But yeah, no, that was fucking great. That made me happy.
If Brian was there, it would have been nightmare too.
Don't be a dick. Anyway, move it. What the fuck was that? I hear like,
if I could fantasy book.
did I
if
miss
fantasy
something? Go ahead.
One match.
Go ahead.
Nah, I had to my piece. This is extra.
Say your piece.
I say this is a dream match right here. All right, it's scum versus trash and a dumpster match.
Oh, funny you should mention.
my God.
Funny you should mention Scum, but we'll leave it at.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yo, there's 2 slots left, and it's trying to figure out what goes with those 2 slots. So we'll see what's up. Invite only, hoot. Anyway, that being said, it takes us to our main event, which is the hype package, which was, suffice to say, Amazano. There's really nothing to say. That hype package was fucking amazing. As much as Jake likes to put himself down and say he's fucking worthless, he's really good at what he does. So yeah. Fun fact. When it comes to booking pay-per-views, I usually try to watch matches first before I decide the actual order. So with this, we didn't get the H2O match till after the CCW match. So I was kind of hesitant, like, oh, fuck. Like, I like to kind of go and then, judge from what we get to then figure out the order. But we didn't get that. So I was like, fuck it. We'll put the CCW match as the event because it kind of made sense because of the whole Cassiani horse shit. And oddly enough, it's 1 Cassiani wins, women's title, 2 Cassiani wins, title, and then 3. The idea is now that people are like, oh my God, no, because of what happened. And sure enough, during the show, oh my God, both of them won, and people were kind of like, Jesus Christ, when it came to the main event. And that was the idea that we wanted, and that's the idea what we got. Long story short, pretty interesting match. Cass got fucked up for most of the match, and then towards the end, shit started changing. And if you ask Jake, Jake was like, "Oh Christ." If you ask Jake, it was like when he was with TQC with Russ. Oh God, oh God, oh God. So long story short, regardless of what people think, I think it delivered when it came to a main event because, hey man, a couple moves later, Cass could have fucking won. It would have sucked ass, but it is what it is. So we'll do Colin, Max, Rust, and Jake. Colin, you're up. Both things.
So, yeah, with the hype package, it was fantastic. I really liked the way that track was used and the way everything was paced around it. That was incredible. And yeah, with this match being maybe the final nail in the coffin for Castellanti taking over, this, from just that alone, became a match of the night because there was so much tension in the voice chat. And there was the match itself. There was this moment where it was obvious that Jake was just gonna fucking murder him, where it looked like, oh, these guys aren't even on the same level.
Yeah.
And then Cass started pulling it back. And then we were all like, oh no! Oh no! And genuinely, I got nervous at one point. I was like, this is not gonna go the way we expected it. So, out of sheer drama, I mean, I can't even remember much of the match mechanically speaking, but I just know that drama. And seeing Quartz go from clear, well, Castle's double red or so, to double orange. And everyone going, oh no. Every moment until the second Black Phoenix got hit. That's what gave this match that feeling for me. And that was incredible. For me, that was just a huge, spectacular moment because Cass had been quite vocal beforehand that he didn't like the game much. He wasn't very good at it.
Yep. And
he was just kind of flailing around. So, for me, that kind of made me a bit apathetic. Like, okay, why do I give a shit about this match then? You know, if this dude isn't going to stand up to Quartz very much, why do I care? And this match, every part of it made me care. So, real hats off to it. That just shows how good this storyline is. I love the angle they took with the we're defending OCW thing, and with Quartz being like the last guy, the final boss of that I've always said he was. Everything lined up perfectly for this. I really enjoyed it. A great story, and maybe not like 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome, but a 5-star match that fit this story. This was exactly what it had to be.
Fair. Very fair. Maxie, then Rust, and Jay. Go ahead, Maxie.
I think top to bottom on this card, I think all the hype packages were just like the best in their very own way.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one was definitely the best when it came to just straight the history.
Ah, yes.
And it's like, even though it's not fair, but it's just like they just expounded on it and retold the story so well.
Mm-hmm.
Through the song and everything. As for the match, while Colin was talking about how the whole VC was like, oh no, I don't think it was even that. I think the whole VC was just, and it was just silence.
Yep.
As Cass is like slowly making his comeback, and it's like, we don't need it. If we don't talk about it, it's not gonna happen. All right. And it was just a little bit on edge.
I love it.
I think in terms of like the placement, I think when you do a story like this where it's like a kind of like I guess it's like I don't want to say Survivor Series, but like a series of matches, this is definitely the way you do it, where you do it like if it's 2-1, you gotta have those first two come back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So it was perfect because you don't want it to be like 1-1 and then it's like, oh well, OCW's kind of fucked, but they're not all the way fucked. Instead, because it was 2-0 in the beginning, it's like, oh no, OCW could be all the way fucked. And then it was up to Quartz to stop that, and I think it was a perfectly well encapsulated story on a great Summercide.
Fucking hell yeah! Like people like, all right. So what happens is I'm watching the match, right? I know what happened obviously because we did commentary on it, but I'm watching like the comments in the fucking Twitch chat. Like, oh, because here's the fucking thing. Cass doesn't give a fuck about the, he doesn't care. Like, win or loss, he doesn't, like, affected by it. So I'm watching people like, oh, he's gonna get walked over. And then, like, the tone changed. Like, oh, shit. Wait, what? That's what did it for me. Like, that tonal shift of, like, oh, no. And then, finally fucking come in the odds. But That's good storytelling. That's what I appreciate Cass, even though he's a fucking shithead. But anyway, Rust. Wait, did we do Rusty already or no?
No.
So it's Rusty, then Jake. Go ahead, Rusty.
I mean, first the promo excellent. Nothing to add. It was just pure top to bottom excellence. Bottom five.
Excellent.
For the match, what I found funny is that Cass didn't find his reversal button till after the first finisher. But in history, when you look at Cass and Cass Kennedy, when Cass is a heel,
he don't care.
He's the most dangerous when he is not at his advantage.
He never cares.
In triple threats, in chambers, in when you have to sneak a victory out of nowhere to piss people off, that's where he does it.
That's the thing, though. Cass doesn't give a fuck. Like, all right. Sidebar. I cut you off real quick. I'm sorry, Rusty, but Cass doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. Like people get caught up on winning. He really does. Like, I don't know if it's a spectrum or not, but he doesn't give a fuck. So he just fucking fights. He doesn't care. So it's kind of funny watching the comments and think like he doesn't care. If he wins, great. If he doesn't, whatever. So it's funny to watch in action.
Oh yeah, I understand that because I think Cass and I are in the same bubble at the moment. Like, we don't like the game. We're not terrible, but we're not great. So we play, and whatever happens, happens.
No, but you care. He doesn't.
I care about what?
No, you care. He doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck if he wins or loses. You're like, le hon hon, I'm the best.
Just to say caca. And and the thing is, I knew, because this main event can't not be just a squash. So when he mid-moved that second Black Phoenix, and it's a tough one to get also. I was like, oh shit. And he gave the business on the outside and everything. And I was like, oh, now he gets his reversals back and everything. And I said, he might pull it off. I was pulling off for him because obviously I'm a part of Cash Kennedy too. Yeah. So I wanted Cash Kennedy to be 3-0. And but I also love Court. But in this instance, with that storyline, I wanted Cash Kennedy to finish the night, undefeated.
Oh god.
And I think some people expected it at the end because it got really quiet.
Funny also, you say that. Yeah.
Before that, everybody forgot to talk about it. Cast entrance with Empress.
That was great. I love that.
Fuck the people in the VP who got silenced because for obvious reasons you're just a piece of shit. But
Jesus Christ,
we all know why. No, we all know why you did it. It's okay. Ham should have got a bigger pop instead of just Elliot and Jake. And Jake only knew what was going on. But we knew it was gonna be this way. So I just enjoyed the moment. It made me even laugh even harder. But other than that, great story, great everything. I don't know if the story stops here because with Cash and
who knows.
Yeah, it's always devious things and everything. Great win for Courts that finally beats, because nobody talks about it, but Cass, I don't think Cass lost at Summercide ever.
No,
he
it's the first
never
one.
made a big deal.
He
never made a big deal out of it. So
he's an asshole, but you're right. You're actually correct. He never lost to Summercide until today.
Yeah, he never made a big deal out of it, so nobody knows really about that. So it's finally Courts beating Cassidy A. He's a one-on-one when he never did one-on-one. And lastly, he took it kind of his summer. It's not the subject of the match, but But don't you worry, Cash Kennedy is still strong with 2-1 on the night. It's okay. No, but overall, that's a great finish to Summercide because that's the feel-good moment. Let's say after all the devious tactics throughout the night, finally the hero of the story wins at the end. So everybody comes home happy, so it's okay for me. I enjoyed it a lot.
Nah, I dug it wholeheartedly. Jake Allen, you got thoughts?
Maybe.
Oh wow! Here we go.
And the Batman.
Here we go. Go ahead.
The whole build was great in my opinion.
Speak your truth.
When Cass came to me asking to see if I would join Cash Kennedy, because that's how this started. He did not ask for a match or any of that shit. He asked if I would join his stupid fucking conglomerate, and I told him to go stick it where the sun don't shine. And then that's where I was like, actually, you were the one that took the title from me the first time back at Road to Glory 2020. So this would be a great like parallel. So that's where that started. The first defense for both of the CCW title matches against Cassidy Hayes. I made what, 3, I think, video packages with ghost themes in it. I did make the one that Cass shared ages ago before any of our feud was. That was the one where Rust and I were walking up, and it was I can't even remember, Dance Macabre.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he posted that on stream, but we couldn't post that on the show because I tried it so many different ways, and they flagged it every single time. So there was no way we were getting around that. But it took a lot of keyframing. But I did a bunch of those, and like just in nature of listening to ghost songs, I Believe came up, and it's such a beautiful song, and I loved it immediately that I wanted to tell it from the double perspective kind of thing. Like the first perspective is I believe in Cassidy Hayes to lead us, and the second one, I believe in Quartz to like resist all of this stuff. And I think it was supposed to be different initially, but then Maxx interjecting himself with H2O and all that made it so much easier for me to tell that story, because I was like, wow, okay, so obviously everybody believes in Cass, but what is the belief in Quartz here? But Maxx getting into it, and then Tara with H2O with Furiosa attacking Tara, it made it a lot easier there for the hype package. That was the longest hype package I've ever put together, so I'm glad it was well received. The match itself, everything that has been said is accurate up in the entire match, pretty much, because I'm not good at video games. I'm not good at anything I do. So
I love it.
When the match got to the point where I got reversed, I was like, well, this is over now. This is over. That's fine. So like the minute he counters the second Black Phoenix, I'm thinking in my mind like, okay, like I'm gonna go fight Owen. I'm gonna go fight. So I'm thinking of stories in my head the entire time this is happening. Fortunately for me, I was able to find the ability to hit the second one and pin. So I was proud of the match just because of the comeback. I was really hoping we could have like a 1-to-1 situation with Tara losing and then Quartz winning, and then we could have Maxx versus H2O as the main event. It didn't end up happening that way, and that's okay. Maybe next time. Just as a side note, the whole meta bullshit where I hate this game or like going after like, oh, I'm not like doing all that shit publicly. Like I've always shit on that nonstop, because like, what if you end up in a situation like Cass is in now? Then you're gonna get the critique. Like nobody expects or wants you to win, because if you do, you're gonna be a bullshit champion, because you've already made it clear that you hate the game and you hate OCW and you hate everything. Blah 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 blah. Tears, tears, tears. That's all I ever fucking hear in all of these Discord channels. So if you have like that feeling to yourself where you hate the game, or you hate this or you hate that, or oh, I want to throw a tantrum and I need a public outlet to do it, keep it to yourself, please, because you might end up in a situation later, and it'll help improve the story if you even if you just pretend to not hate the game as much. Do you want to say something?
I do. Even if you hate.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, don't do that. Even if you hate the platform, doesn't mean you can't still put on compelling stories and do compelling things.
No, it does. It does. If just keep it to yourself. Don't put it out in the public when you know that the shit is mixed between kayfabe and whatnot. Like, why do you have to go out there and give yourself excuses for a potential loss you might have in the future? Oh, I hate the game. Oh, I can't do this or I can't do that.
It's not necessarily an excuse.
Take it at the best you can, and then if you end up in a scenario where you're a champion or you're in a high-profile spot, enjoy OCW and just go do stuff. Don't build in these bullshit excuses for yourself so that you can go cry off into the sunset.
Melon just apologized to you.
That's an extreme example of what Colin brought up about Cass saying he hated the game. So like that builds in like a seed in the back of these people's mind where they're like, oh, he can't win because he hates the game. So just don't even say it. Like, who cares?
No, that's the thing. You say that, right? Because the thing is, when it comes, I hate. Wow, I'm gonna have to defend Cass. You say that, right? But
no, you don't have to. Like
No.
Drago he did it with his backhanded comment. He said the game is amazing and hits different, and it does. It
No,
is.
no,
It's
listen,
so
listen,
great.
listen.
I love it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm so
don't,
thrilled
don't,
about
don't,
the
don't
game.
ruin it. Come on, we had a good podcast.
But the
so far.
match
Relax.
itself,
Listen,
we're talking about the match.
the match itself
but we're
was
talking
great.
about the match.
And also, saying that you hate the game is fine, but the thing is, it's still put in that built-in. Stop it. Hey, I give you your time. It's still put in that built-in seed that Caps was gonna get run over, and then once it started changing,
'Cause
listen,
you just yelled over it the whole time.
I didn't
That's
yell
what I'll
over
do.
don't be a dick. Come on.
Personally, I didn't even take that as a criticism of
No,
Cass.
but
I think
that's
there
the
are other
thing.
people who've
No,
done.
I didn't think it was
who've
either.
Actually,
I was just mentioning it as like when you said
Well,
it.
I felt like you were
popped into
focusing
my
on
head,
Cass.
like, oh yeah, let's not.
I
do
felt
that.
like you were
Yeah, in a
focusing
general
on Cass,
sense, it's-
but
Let's just forget. Let's just forget I said anything.
it's
So,
okay. No,
when
you
you're
can,
when
no,
you're
no, it's okay.
let's just forget I said anything. Jay, let's forget I said anything.
I
The
love
match, I was very proud of it. I told Jay
It was
that initially because he does the thing where he goes like, oh, you know, when he's trying to sort out the card, he's asking how everybody felt about their match. I felt great about it. I told Cass afterwards, like I was thrilled about the match, especially with the whole comeback element. And I didn't even know about the 2-0 Castianity record at that time. So I was
Listen.
pretty excited about the match. I'm glad it
The
went
match
over
was
as,
the match was fine. The match
the main
the
event.
match was fine. Look, listen. Just because you don't like the platform doesn't mean you won't do what's good for, OCW. Obviously. That's what I think. That's the first thing. That being said, Cass's ambivalence is what adds to the story because Cass has his ambivalence, so people are like, oh, lol, imagine being in the main event and getting ragdolled, and then as soon as he starts coming back, people are like, wait, what? And that's
Cass's ambivalence does add to everything.
That's what I'm
and that's
saying.
Not,
and that's a good
I wasn't
point.
talking about Cass or anybody in general. I
Oh.
shouldn't have brought it up.
You
That's
should.
fine.
It's okay. Look, we both have different views of what's happening, and that's fine. It's okay. It's not a problem. It's just that, like, when you get specifically in that way. Long story short, this fucking match was, it's funny because your feeling was, like, I didn't know which to put at the end, but then it wound up working out because we had Cassianity. We had the women's match with Cassianity, then the OCW title with Cassianity, because it's funny because remember I was was like, oh, all Maxx has to do, and he gets kicked in the face like, fuck. And hey, Jay, don't you notice that it's fucking 2 for Cassianity? That's gonna fuck with people during the main event, and during the main event, it sure did. And then people got confident during the main event, and then oh shit, wait, what? And then that thing came in, like, oh no, not like this. And then you still overcame the odds. That's what we want. That's what we want at the end of at the end of the day.
Gone.
What happened? He left?
Oh no,
You said
I
Jake
think
is
his
gone.
internet might have died.
Oh no, his internet died? Oh no.
Well, I
think
assume
he
so.
died. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I think
offline.
Modem died.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck, his modem is
okay.
is acting up. It's okay. But that's kind of like what we want. We want that oh shit, is it gonna happen? Oh no. But it didn't.
And that's exactly what happened. So,
No. It worked out. Like if Cass would have won, I don't know what the fuck happens, but it would have been a lot of people butt hurt.
Oh, people would get pissed.
I would have been really
Worst
interested to
ever
see
is
what
not
happened next, to be honest.
I have no idea. Like we had a cat. We had like almost a year on fucking Cassidy Hayes thing back. What was it, 2018, 2017, some shit like that? I don't fucking know.
2018.
Yeah, either
mean,
way, it was a fucking.
was-
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's what I'll kind of add on to the sort of thing I was talking about, like how people act in a meta way. From what I've seen of this, I'd have full confidence that Cass would carry that title well had he won it. So
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
he would have done a great job. There would have been some good stories to tell. I would have probably gone back to the complete back of the queue so that I don't destroy Castianity with my shitposts. But I mean, that's how life be sometimes. The life of a lowly comedy act. So, but no, no doubt there would have been some fun stuff happening with it. And I mean this storyline proved it. To be fair, really great stuff in general.
Like how Adam said, personally. Excuse me, I feel better.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, fuck you. You know what? Listen, Jake had hiccups for like fucking half an hour, like fucking hour and a half, and I fucking burped once, and you suck a dick. Fuck you. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm elated. Hold up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to Jake real quick.
It's okay. You can check after the podcast.
Hold
Let's
up.
finish this thing up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
So, how would you rate this Summercide, Colin?
I give it a 7.5. Well, you can go ahead. Take
No,
take
I said
command.
Colin, not Jay.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, for me, Summerside has always been. I know Lucian is technically the show, but for me, it's always been Summerside. I just get a good feeling out of it, and it's always a fun time. So I really love this show. Great show. I don't think there were any bad matches. Yeah, awesome.
Maxie?
Max is sleeping.
Did Max die?
Alright,
Oh, he's back.
We're calm. We're calm. All right,
Yeah,
so I knew
I
heading
was
into it, that I was like, yo, this card could low-key bang crazy. Like this is low-key, especially like because I know it's gonna be one night as opposed to Lucian where it was like 2 nights. I was like, yo, this could be a top to bottom crazy card. And I was right. But then not only that, I feel like the segments also delivered, generally speaking, throughout the night, and like all the hype packages were like amazing. I'd probably give this like a 8.5 to like a 9.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
It was not a
Okay.
lot of down.
7.5. Yeah, okay. 7.5, 8.5. Okay.
Okay.
Rusty.
Before I give it a rate, matches and segments and everything in the first half of the show were okay. Most of it was okay, and some didn't need to be on Summerside. Maybe too many segments, I think. But as far as the second half of the show, it was really good. Every matches, every promo packages on the night overall, every promo packages just nailed it. Not one promo packages was just like, oh, you missed something. No, they were all great. And matches, there's no bad matches really. So if we rate this out of 10, I will give it it's gonna be harsh for some of you maybe, but I will give it a 7 out of 10. That's a great 7.5 out of 10, let's say. But that's a great mark for me. So I enjoyed it. I was forced entertained.
You said
So,
he's 7.5 out of 10.
that's fucking great.
Colin, your thoughts?
Just because let me just say
Yeah, go for
why. Just because some segments were fucking too long and some of them just burned me out. Without those long and heavy segments sometimes, it would be rated higher for sure. And because someone beat a disabled kid on live TV,
Please don't make that up. Please
Oh,
don't bring that
no.
up. Please stop
See, I
bringing
did not
that
take
up.
into account my rating. That was it didn't make the cut. It didn't make the final edit.
Yeah, we didn't make the final edit.
It's not
Yeah.
on the DVD. It's not on the DVD.
It's not on the DVD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I mean, I'd have an issue rating it. I mean, straight, I only care that I had a fun time sitting here and, talking with you guys all about it. But I mean, yeah, why not give it like an 8 or something like that? It was on the better side of good. Maybe nothing that set the world on fire, but yeah, loved it. Great OCW content.
Yeah, I mentioned Max with that. Skip Max.
No, Max gave it is 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
I give it a 7.5, maybe even an 8. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. I think overall it's like an 8.
Yeah, no, it was not a bad show at all. Fuck you, Tony.
I gave it a high rating because like obviously there's
Carter.
recency bias, but like I think it could be a very comparable just because like it's a lot it's one night. It could be a very comparable show to Lucian.
Really?
Oh no, that was better.
Really?
I kind of had a better time with this than Lucian, I'm not gonna lie. For me, this is still the show.
You said you had a bad time?
No, I didn't have a bad time. For me, this is still the show. I think as a whole package, I think I enjoyed this more. I think this is the best show we've done on 2K22.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's the best show on 2K22. That doesn't say a lot, but that was definitely better than Lucian. Because
Okay.
Lucian, some matches were not Lucian matches, and even segments. They're just, I did not really enjoy Lucian, not like other Lucians. Even though
Hater.
people, no, I already said it on the last podcast. It's just, everybody was like, "Oh, that was the greatest Lucian of all time." Suck my dick. It was just an average
No,
Lucian.
my
But this time, it was
my
cool.
opinion, 15 was our best Lucian. That's my opinion.
I think in terms of like one night shows,
Yeah.
I think this is comparable to like 15th anniversary in terms of like that big show feeling, and it's just feeling everything's feeling good,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
And I think the one
okay,
night
yeah.
makes it feel
Yeah.
like more focused. Like if I take Lucian as a unit, kind of hard to judge.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think this was better than either night of Lucian. If you made like a
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Lucian with the best matches from each one and cut out half of Lucian,
That was probably
maybe.
better. Yeah.
but
Fucking Jake. Jake's making sandwiches. He told me to fire him.
oh no.
Hold up. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
What the fuck? What the fuck is happening?
Jake's making sandwiches in the little toaster oven.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He said, "Good, fire me." I'm like, "What did you?" I'm trying to get his feedback on the show. So fucking end the show. This,
fuck it,
this
man.
motherfucker. What an asshole.
Hey, listen to me, you fucking mamau. It's almost 5 a.m. here.
It is.
So
You know, I
wrap
don't care
this
about
shit
your
up.
French time. It's fucking 10 o'clock here. It's not even 11 o'clock. Okay, so we're
Hope you drown in your flooded apartment,
fuck.
fucker.
You know what?
How deep is that apartment flooded?
It's not flooded. It's not, I have towels, so it's not long flooded. But
And
yeah.
fuck you and
I
fuck
say
Jake
that because I
Allen.
need to remind you that Jay is fucking 5'2". That's why I'm
not
concerned
5'2",
about condition.
motherfucker. I'm 5'9". Suck my dick, you.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah, no, he's talking shit.
Sorry.
He's talking shit, but you know what? If he comes to you, I gotta smack the shit out of him. It's all good. Actually, I wouldn't smack him. You don't smack people you don't know. It's not nice. Point is, we're done. Thank you so much for listening for this horse shit. As far as ratings go for this show, I would give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. It was a good show. Wasn't a bad show. I dug this show. So shout out to Jake and his sandwiches. I hope he enjoys them. And yeah, so I said this wasn't gonna be a long show, but it's actually longer than the fucking
Jesus
pay-per-view.
Christ.
So suck my dick. What you
Wow.
gonna do? It really was. We talk a lot. So I want to thank everybody who stuck with us for all this goddamn time. I want to thank Russ Cohle, Jake Allen, Maxx Edwards, Colin Locke. I said Russ Cohle. I'll say it again myself. Did I miss anybody else? I don't know.
Nope. No, you got us all.
I think I got everybody. Fuck, that was
Yeah, you did.
really long. That did not expect.
Thank you, everybody.
It's a big show.
Did not expect.
Whoa.
Anybody who listens to this podcast, God bless you, because this is longer than pay-per-view. It's crazy.
Worth
Bye. Take care.
See ya.
God bless, and we'll see you next time. Jesus Christ, it's too fucking long. All right, we'll see you next time. God bless. Have a good time, and this will be on YouTube if you want to fucking listen to that too. God damn.